Hi everybody, how you doing? I'm Pabs, the Rising VTuber and an artist, and today we are going to be doing a little bit of two things. So first of all is, I very rarely do handcam streams, but this time around I've gotten myself a little needle felting kit off of Amazon. I bought this thing like months ago. It's just been sitting around. I've been meaning to make something nice with it, or at least, I wanted to try needle felting because it seemed like such a cool little craft form. But I also wanted to do a second thing. And I think it is what we're all here for today. I present to you the Pabs Cube, the RYZACUBE. This is a six-sided toy that I made for myself. Throughout the stream, I asked everybody to submit some questions to ponder upon and to hopefully receive a clear-cut answer from the cube. So that's something else that we'll be doing throughout the stream. So yeah, I'll pop one of those in every now and again. Actually, let's do one now to begin with. Hey, Preston, nice. I was gonna just call you out right now because I am about to start the very first divination with the cube. Now, this one was submitted by Preston, and he asks, or rather, he wants to confirm whether caterpillars consume up to 25,000 times their own weight. So, cube, do caterpillars consume up to 25,000 times their own weight? The answer? Maybe. Wait, is that actually true? I don't know if I don't actually know how much. I've never thought about how much caterpillars like eat normally. I mean, 25,000 seems like a lot, right? All right, we have. I also brought myself a little basket here. I'm gonna write down the results. God damn it lagged as soon as you rolled. Yeah, we got a maybe. All right. So I did prepare this little basket here from the dollar store. So, would it be better to just leave the? I am definitely gonna put these into like a supercut. Does anybody want? I'm going to. Yeah, I'm gonna just like write it here. All right. So we'll have maybe in this category. Let me try to stick that on there real good. There we go. We will have true in this category here. Is that showing up pretty good? The light's a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. This desk of mine ain't built for handcam streams. I'm on my phone now. What happened? We got a maybe. We are uncertain. It is not known. It's kind of like, you know how we barely know what happens to moray eels like through 80% of their lives. I think it's a very similar situation. We just don't know about the caterpillars. Unfortunately, the cube was not able to receive a conclusive answer. The average caterpillar eats 25,000 times its own weight factoid is actually just a statistical error. The average caterpillar eats one leaf per lifetime. The hungry caterpillar, who lives in a cave and eats over 3 billion times its own weight each day, is an outlier and should not be counted. Also, we need to set up a false box. There we go. All right. I should have written these out beforehand, but I'm not gonna lie. The timing on this one was a little bit tight. So caterpillars eat 25,000 times their own weight. The matter has been decided. Hey, Jay. So yeah, we got the first pondering on the cube. Caterpillars eat 25,000 times their own weight. That is a strong maybe. All right. We were supposed to do a little bit of needle felting. I'm gonna leave the cube here. We'll do another one after I unpack this thing. All right. Let's take a look at what we're working with here. These are supposed to be like little cactuses and succulents. Oh, thank God, it comes with instructions. Oh my God, I would have been so screwed if that wasn't the case. Oh, it's supposed to be a little like mustache, isn't it? That's cute. Basic tutorial. Okay, so we have to disassemble it first. Alright. The wool used for needle felting does not need to be woven or sewed. It will only need to be poked repeatedly until the wool acquires the desired shape. With this technique, you will be able to make hats, scarves, gloves, accessories, bags, three-dimensional dolls, etc. I feel like... No, hang on. I feel like needle felting, while it's certainly not to be underestimated, do they mean like hats and bags for like humans or like for dolls? Because I always thought that this was supposed to be like a rather small-scale operation. Alright. I did watch a quick YouTube video on needle felting before all this. I'm guessing that these are all corresponding to one of the different cactuses / flowers or whatever we got here. Okay. Actually, hang on. Before we get into this any further, I did want to do Jay's question while they're here. Let me pull that up. Right. So Jay asked, does RYZAMan have mech insurance? Cube, I got mech insurance, right? False. Fuck. I'm uninsured? I better keep my ass in this mech hangar or I'm finished. Oh shit. Well, look at these as that even though I'm uninsured, I can probably get insurance for it one way or another. I remember one time I read this story that like this whiskey manufacturer, Cutty Sark, they held a contest where they would award £1 million to anyone who caught the legendary Loch Ness Monster. This is a real story. You can look this up. According to the law site I read it on, I think like apparently marine insurance is a little bit less regulated than the land-loving variety. So they can do silly shit like that without a lot of issue. But yeah. Does RYZAMan have mech insurance? And that is false. Alright. Let's take a look here. I know that this thing is one of the cornerstones of the whole operation. So what I remember you're supposed to do is that you're supposed to have these guards on your hand. And that way you can avoid getting stabbed by the needles, which are a vital part of this operation. Oh, here we go. Alright, let's take a look. I probably shouldn't have put these on so early, huh? This is gonna make grabbing stuff a little bit more challenging. Alright, there are the needles. And these, I'm assuming, are the flower pots in question. Yes, okay. Let's get one of these bad boys out here. Man, am I glad that these are just made out of weirdly sturdy plastic and not actual glass. I mean, that would have been seriously overestimating the quality of the, like, $15 kit that I ordered, but look at that. That's actually pretty nice. You know, is that actual glass? It's very cold to the touch. I think that might be, I think this might be, like, actually some kind of glass, or at least some kind of very nice clear plastic. No, that's plastic. That's definitely plastic. It looks so nice, though. Transparent stuff is so cool. And meanwhile, here we have the needles. Oh, nice. They come with a little thing. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that on there. These are supposed to have tiny little barbs. So whenever you poke the wool with them, they're supposed to kind of like weave the fiber together like that. Imagine as if instead of knitting, you just kind of like punch the wool into the appropriate shape. I'm gonna put these in on the ground. On the ground, I think is the best place. I'm going to get very crowded. This space is gonna get super crowded soon. I should anticipate that. The cube is gonna have some interesting roles based on that. All right. Then let's take a look at one of these guys. Soil in the flower pot. Put a moderate amount of dark brown wool into the small glass flower pot provided in a material supply. This is not glass, brother. Use a felting needle to poke the wool until they are tight and stable. Then take out the cylinder. Oh. Dark brown wool. Take out the cylinder. Huh? Huh. Okay. Oh, okay. So we make this like dirt first, then we take it out, and then we put the mustache on it. I see. Oh, hey, this is tutorials for other stuff too. Check it out. How to connect felted parts. Oh, this is cute. It reminds me of like a snake or something. Okay, let's see. Any one of these will do, right? Which one of these should we start with? The succulent plant with one yellow flower, I think. Is that this one? Hang on. One yellow flower. That's this one. That one does have a little bit of pink wool, so we need to find one with just a dab. Just a little dab of pink wool. I don't think these are it because they don't have green. Not this one either. Probably not this one. Feel like I'm playing Blue's Clues over here. Unless the yellow on the diagram is much different from the yellow on the... I'm a little stumped, hang on. Green wool, poke it into shape into a glow boy. Use a thick needle to evenly poke several grooves according to the imaginary lines in the picture. Okay. Cylinder. Alright, I think that might be bullshitting us with this differently colored part right here. Being lied to, I'm being deceived. I think it might be just this one. This seems like the most easy. Oh wait, here we go. Succulent plant with small spheres. The succulent plant with small spheres. The succulent plant seems to small its spheres at night. Can't believe these are labeled. One yellow flower. Okay, so it is this one. Alright, good to know. Just little guys. We're just normal men. We're just innocent men. Alright. Let's get it on then. Oh, that's what this little... Wait, this is with two yellow flowers. One yellow flower. Okay, this is an imposter. They're trying to fool us here. I'm being confused by my own mind. All right. I'm glad I left my right hand free. This is not going to be easy if I'm operating with my left hand plus the... What do I even call these? Like leather armor? These have a very nice kind of leathery feel. I'm not going to lie. They're actually quite nice. Let's take these off for now. All right. So they say that we should roll it. Okay, so this is the... Okay, the strip shape and the... look at that. Look at that. Yo, this is so soft. I like that. Alright. So they want us to poke it into the cylinder shape here. So let's like grab a decent sized chunk. I think. Do they just want us to use the whole thing? Because I don't think this one at least uses any more brown anywhere else, right? I think it's just in the flower pot. All right. Huh. What if I just started poking this? With the protection. With the protection. I'm gonna never poke without protection. Alright. Ah, fuck it. Fuck it, we ball. Oh wow, I stabbed I stabbed this into my thumb almost immediately. It's so good that they gave us this. Alright. Can we just like bunch it up and then start to like hang on. Yeah, we ball and find out. Oh my god. I've already poked my thumb like 3 different times with these things on. You definitely need to wear some kind of armor while doing this. This is so interesting though. I feel like it does just require a whole lot of patience. It's very refreshing compared to digital art because like I feel like with digital art I'd be like halfway through a sketch right now. But with this, it's just like, yeah, you just need to keep going. Trust the process. And check this out. It's like pulling it closer together. I somehow because of the color of this, it feels somehow that I'm doing like some kind of pinprick acupuncture on the fucking Lorax. I don't. I know that's an extremely strange sentiment, but like, I can't. This feels odd. This. Perhaps I shouldn't have said that out loud. I feel like now we've kind of locked ourselves into it. Okay, let's see. I feel like this one's not giving me the results that I need. Let's try another one real quick. I really wish they gave me like some kind of gripping tool. I have a... Hold on. I'm gonna grab something real quick. It's just over here on my bookshelf. I have this pen nib holder. Oops, I bumped the camera. All right, close your eyes for like 5 seconds. The motion sickness will be very shortly subsided. I have this G pen nib holder. I wonder if I can just kind of... No, that's not happening. Yeah, the G pen nib holder has like a very specific... It's like ring-like, right? So it's very suited for these round metallic plates, but not so much for stuff like this, which is just a straight ramrod line. All right, worth a shot. This one does feel like it's getting me somewhere a little bit faster, though. I'm not gonna lie. Did I miss the divinations? Not yet. We're spacing them out. I'm spacing out the divinations. I'm not bum rushing them. Yeah, you came right on time, Ken. Yes, stabbings. That's right. Needle felting. I don't know if there's a point where it just feels much more relaxed, but this does feel a little barbaric at the time. I'm guessing it's much more comfortable once you get a proper grip on these. Actually, while you're here, let me do the divination you submitted. I got a kit recently, but I never had the chance to open it, so this is nice to see an example. Perhaps use an online video example rather than my example. I feel like mine is going to be a little bit messier than most. All right. So Yeah, Kenan, you said that you asked the question, can rice save the world? Parentheses, time sensitive, parentheses, urgent. Alright, so Cube, can rice save the world? Quickly. Maybe. Well, I guess it is kind of a big ask for a single bag of rice to save the world. But it's not a hard false. You know, I'm a pretty timid person who doesn't normally take risks. But I feel like if the chance isn't zero, it'll work out somehow. Yeah, maybe rice can save the world. The world is a big ask. Can rice save dinner? Rice can save dinner, but maybe not the world. You know. All right, can rice save the world? Another one for the maybe pile. We haven't gotten a true just yet. We can cook rice, grow rice, save the world. That's true. Even though you can't save the world yourself, you might be able to give somebody else the capacity to save the world. So the maybe isn't a bad idea. Save the rice, save the world. That's right. I am a little concerned for the future of rice, which sounds like a weird thing to say. Like, we're never gonna stop eating rice, but the thing is that I did read that, like, because of the particulars of rice farming, it does actually produce a lot of CO2. Also, hi, Jupiter. So it's a little bit dicey with regards to greenhouse gases. It's a little. I'm not gonna lie. I might not beat the allegations. Yeah, the rice can save the world, but it has consequences also. Oh yeah, Jupiter. While you're here, did you see that post about rice farming and fish farming simultaneously? I think it's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's dope as hell to have fish in the rice paddies. I remember one time in high school they actually took us to a place that did that. Yeah, there were like these fish who were swimming around in the rice paddies, and one of the activities was actually that we needed to catch one using these like baskets, right? Like we would trap the fish in baskets, and then we would catch that fish to eat that fish at dinner time. It was so weird. Like I was one of the people who was like holding baskets, and like the thing is, you have to have quick hands about it because the fish will know what's happening and it will just jump the fuck out of there. It'll GTFO. Oh wow, this is actually getting pretty tightly clumped together. That's nice. You're gonna have to full night to get the counterbalance. That's not actually Reddit yet. Damn. Oh yeah, Jupiter. While you're here, let me do your divination as well because you did ask one as well. Let's see. If Rice Beast and a planet, which is your mascot, no arm wrestled, would the Rice Beast win? Alright. Cube. In a contest of wills between my beast and Jupiter's beast, would the Rice Beast emerge victorious? False. My beast is getting creamed. My beast is in bottom one. To be fair, I don't know much about the planet's capabilities and parameters, right? For all I know, the planets are fucking stacked, right? The planets are. For all I know, the planets can are fucking deadlifters. Yeah, but no, it does look like Rice Beast is gonna get shredded by psychic waves. I don't even know if it's close, man. I don't. It's hard to say. And I do think that if they do end up confronting each other, the world will be at peril. Like Earth will be destroyed in the confrontation. But it's fine. There are other planets. That's true. Jupiter's planets do have weird gravity powers, or at least they can float a little bit. Maybe that means that they're like Dalsim and they have sonar capabilities. I don't know. I've always pictured Rice Beast as something of an A-lister in the food chain. But even if that's the case, even if you're an A-lister in the food chain, you can still get whooped every now and again. It's kind of cool seeing this kind of take form, right? The Rice Beast is just desperately trying to land a hit, but the planet is just like floating out of reach. Oh god. Yeah, it's just like Pokemon. You know, the planet is like flying type, and now Rice Beast is a fighting type. So it's just not taking effect. This is the kind of conflict that takes up early V Ranger Season 1 outside of the crypto stuff. Yeah, this is Battle of the Beasts is gonna be like a okay, how do we do like a Battle of the Beasts episode without it accidentally turning into like animal blood sport? Like how do we beat the how do we beat the mascot abuse allegations? Actually, let me write that down first and add it to the pile. All right. Can Rice Beast win versus planets? That's a nope. The mascots are the one who instigated. Easy, just don't have mascots that have blood. Huh. Does Rice Beast have blood? Come to think of it. The beast and the planet get into beef as a special treat. The mascots are the ones who instigated. God, what if it's like a reverse? Do you? I mean, do I have blood? Do I even have bones? I might not have bones. This mochi be boneless, I think. I got jaundice. I thought you had rice. I mean, my body's made out of mochi, but I don't. I mean, I don't think that rice is like my lifeblood. Grilled mochi on the stick. I wonder what's going on in that rice bag sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes if I eat something that I'm not supposed to, you can reach in there and pull it out real quick, but I don't think that's a consistent thing. Bones only went 3D. Yeah, the only bones I've got are for rigging. I should consider that more deeply. I wonder if like maybe I'm just denser in some parts with the mochi. I literally look so grillable in this form. 4-foot tall amoeba otherwise. God. The thing is I do look very squishable is the problem. That's like my thing is that I look like I'm at the bottom of the food chain. I think I ping on other people's radars as easy prey. Which is funny, but also a problem when I need to like be taken seriously and shit. Like how am I going to have a voice in these difficult times when all anybody can think of when they see me is I bet I could throw that thing at the wall like a sopping wet bag of milk and watch him stick to it. I bet I can cook that guy up with some fucking salmon flake and bonito. Put some furikake on that beast. This is what people think when they look at me. What is your diet lore-wise? Are you an omnivore, and a carnivore, or a herbivore, or something else? I'm an omnivore for sure. I love eating. Not sure what happens to it. Listen, you don't get to pack this much healthy weight without being able to be a little bit unpicky with what you eat. I just absorb the flavors. Rice Beast defeated by the Juplush assist because it looked tasty. God, I feel like the Juplush is like the strongest organism in the universe. Genuinely, I fear that thing. I feel like if Rice Beast, I feel like if Rice Beast accidentally tried to eat the Juplush, it would like fucking. The screen would flash and the Juplush would suddenly be outside of Rice Beast's belly with like the Akuma symbol on its back. Like I do think the plush can do the Raging Demon. The Sun Plushusatsu, if you will. Oh, thank you for the posture check. This is actually starting to come along pretty good. start running the other way when it starts doing the Aki slither rapidly towards you. That would freak me out so bad if a blush just started slithering towards me like a beast. My god. Summon a Rice Beast? You got it. How about this one? There we go. Yo, Rice Beast. The streets are saying you got your shit rocked in a fight with a planet. What's up with that? Poor thing. Also, let me take a sip of water to honor the hydrate redeem. I will mention that my current desk setup is kind of unideal because it's just so it's rather occupied right now, right? Obviously, generally I just have my drawing tablet around the space where I've currently got my hands. This is not even remotely gonna fit, is it? Rice Piece is probably bigger than a planet too. Never go up against an unpredictable opponent. That's true. Definitely not one to be underestimated. I'll tell you that much. All right, we gotta pack this stuff in real good. We gotta pack it in tight. This thing needs to be dense. It needs to be tightly. This thing needs to be like vacuum compressed. I will say there's something very soothing about this. It's interesting because you almost don't feel the progress, but once you start like looking at it, like remembering that this thing looked like a Lorax first, kind of impressive that we've gotten to this point. Rice Beast's bomb handling capabilities do not promise much composure under pressure. Listen, that's because the Rice Beast doesn't have hands, alright? Man, I'd definitely eat the buff Rice Beast lore in lore powers now. I just made the Rice Beast competent at fighting games and building things. Not much else. I had to give it like a beam attack. This is so cool. That looks almost like a little broccoli. Rice Beast, master of footwork. God, yeah. Rice Beast can do the Muhammad Ali step. I'm gonna teach my beast Taekwondo. that's how we're gonna make it out of bottom one. This is how Rice Beast can still win. God, the shonen power scaling discussions that would happen with Rice Beast being defeated by a planet would be insane. They'd start calling it Fraud Beast. Fraud Beast. Ay. God willing, I can train this thing up to learn Shaolin Kung Fu or something. The fraud allegations. Yeah. I do think the Rice Beast could conduct some kind of economic fraud. Is this like big enough for? No, it needs to be smaller still. Or maybe I can just kind of. Yeah, this is a cactus. Yeah, that's not happening. Rice Beast in the next Monster Rancher game. That one goes hard as hell, actually. Internet arguments getting into power levels of the world versus if the world dictated by the rule of funny. Yeah. Yeah, that's a one issue with me being RYZACUBE in like any fighting context is that it immediately shifts the genre from outright slapstick comedy, which is normally my term, into like lighthearted tokusatsu shit. In which case, I can still get my shit rocked. I can still take L's in that regard. I propose that this is why that one super futuristic spin-off of Looney Tunes just bit the dust. It tried to take itself too seriously. Let's see. I'm probably not supposed to be stabbing the mat this much. Nobody loses in slapstick as long as the audience laughs. That's an excellent description of it. That's a great way of looking at it. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Also, we need to really start firming up this part back here. And we just kind of start smushing it in there too. Let's keep going for a little bit longer, and then we'll do another divination. Come on. Get it together. Yo, it is actually... This is kind of popping off when I do it really, really fast. Hang on. I need to, like... Hang on, I need to engage my shoulder muscle for this. Thank God I'm wearing hand protection. Yeah, look at that. That's like... That was practically instant. Alright, we'll maintain this pace. I'm gonna get the strongest shoulders in the world from needle felting. Trust. Oh wait, you know what this reminds me of actually? What this like specific color reminds me of? Those like little poodle dogs that you see, they have like this very specific brown tone to them that looks exactly like this. Good thing V has enemies from jump because the first two additional heroes introduced are supporting hero, and we don't know if this guy actually does anything. I feel like we need to contextualize who's who in that scenario, because I feel like I'm the guy who doesn't actually do anything. Like crypto guys are bad, but they're not exactly enemies of the sun, so I'm not really powered up against them. Yeah, like the dog in the Yu-Gi-Oh card. That's right. Yeah, supreme or superb or outstanding dog Marone, I believe. All right. Yeah, the super fast method is like really good for like getting a bunch of it into place at once. We're like, look at how much that's been reduced. Lovely. Come on, get in there. Get in there. This is so fun, actually. I'm having a great time with this. I feel like I'm watching clay being sculpted in slow motion. And also, if clay could be like compressed. Yeah, I do think being able to turn it 360 degrees around, even if there was no evidence of RYZACUBE doing anything or having any enemies, I'd still believe it's him actually doing stuff out of the two. Glad you're having a blast. All the videos I've seen of needle felting have been so impressive. Cool to know it's just real and sped up. Yeah, it's honestly really cool. I don't know, I feel like it strikes a really good middle balance between like the immediate satisfaction of putting a line on paper and like something even like, you know, something like knitting, which takes even longer. Really enjoying how you guys are unofficially the extra heroes in V Ranger season 1 now. First come, first serve, baby. You know how it is. If you hang around another hero long enough, someone's going to become an extra hero. That's true. They're kind of like a gregarious species, really. Even if you're heroing along, eventually, if like one more hero shows up, they'll eventually meet together and start kind of congregating. It's really funny as well because I think V's whole thing is like being a Sentai of one person. A Sentai can be one person, and also a bag of rice, and also a stranger from space. Yeah, that's why there's so many by the end of season 2. Yeah, we got all kinds of motherfuckers showing up here now. Rav 2 now as well. Now that he's gotten a design together for his guy, the cast keeps expanding. I think it's a great thing. There's only one V Ranger, but they have a bunch of extra heroes. My big question is if Dusk Omen is even like present entirely unrelated guy debuts episodes later, and it takes a while to even be revealed to be the same person. That's so funny. Like this one guy, this mysterious guy appears for like one episode, does like nothing but be ominous, and then like three episodes later goes by, we haven't seen hide or hair of the guy, and then it's revealed that it's just been the other person that's been hanging out all along who said like nothing. You know, it's great to have a team growing. I think it builds a really good sense of community. Like, I don't talk about this enough. I do mention it sometimes, but I don't talk enough about like how V's community really just like gave me such a massive springboard into knowing so many great people and doing so many fun things. It was genuinely life-changing. Sounds like big rewrite energy. God. Yeah, the suit actor for the first guy got fired, so they had to like fill in with this extra. Or actually, they lost the suit in a fire during the filming of episode 1. You're just saving your energy for something worthwhile. It's cool. Do you see how like firm this is now? That's so cool. Yo, that's dope, actually. Still not quite there. Tripped on a rock in the quarry and had to be recast. Yeah. Yeah, we're still at like double the full length of it. Let me gotta stretch the hand a little bit. The dangers of the Toku Quarry. Yeah, no, you gotta fucking watch out in the Toei Quarry because otherwise the rocks will start to eat you. You will get eaten by the rock golem. Considering that's at least partly my doing. You've been a great like Jay, you have been such a great spokesperson for the idea of like a virtual hero. Like I remember the entire reason I designed RYZACUBE was because you one day you were like, "Hi, I wonder what Pav's Toku form would look like," and I was like, "What would my Toku form look like?" And it's been so much fun doing that stuff ever since. Genuinely great stuff. I'm really happy with it. I really am happy with where I am at right now. In terms of like friends and stuff and just being part of a community, it just does feel fantastic. Toku Raf goes hard, by the way. Raf has such cool ideas too. Like that thing where he had like stickers of if you go back and look at the design, he has stickers on the arm that's visible. I don't know if he's just straight up taken off the other arm or if it's just like hidden by the cloak or drape. But if you look at the arm that's visible, it has a bunch of tiny stickers on it that are supposed to be mementos of or from the people he saved. And I think that's such a cool concept. It's so cool. The crazy thing looking back is I was making the X Rangers like frame 0 because I was in on the ground floor with V. You were a stakeholder. You were an investor. Yeah, watching Raph get good at art has been so fucking mind blowing because I've been drawing since I was like 7, so I have no like the time scale on the progress of that is just so completely different, right? Like, Ras been drawing for like a max of 8 months or so. And the progress he's made in that time is fucking astounding in terms of like speed and everything else. So it's just like it's like seeing a time lapse of my own progress. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, damn, he's making it look easy. I mean, there are different resources available now, and it's easier to learn some stuff when you're an adult, but it's very difficult to take up something that like outside of like if it's outside of what you do normally, right? It's much harder to learn. And I think art is one of those things that is just like always outside of your comfort zone. I don't know how it is for different people. I know I tried to learn how to do music like 3 times already and it never worked out. So seeing people try a new art style or new art medium and get it right and start learning it is honestly so impressive. Yeah, the dedication, the drive. It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we stay watching YouTube videos showing how somebody has explained the process thoroughly and generously. It's so interesting. It's so cool. All right, we've been poking this thing for a while. I think it's time for a new divination. All right. Let's do one from my friend Mielita, who asked, Pabs wishes me a very Merry Christmas. Cube, do I wish Mielita a very Merry Christmas? True. Feliz Navidad! I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. Hope for nothing but the best for everyone in the coming year. Honestly, yeah, genuinely, I hope everybody makes it next year. I did drop the the pod. I did slam that down so hard that I like sent the pod flying. But yes, happy holidays, everyone. All right. Merry Christmas. I got a little bit too filled with holiday spirit. I put too much juice into it. We still have like 8 other flower pots, and it's not. I didn't hear it break, so it's fine. Although I should probably get one out right now just so I can make sure that I'm getting the sizing of it right. Where are the flower pots? Ah. It's always been very difficult to. I feel like this is how you know how sometimes you see like a fucking. I always wondered how you were supposed to work those like coin things that have like those coin tubes, those like tubes that are like made up of like rolls of coins. I've always wondered how you're supposed to work those. All right, it's still not quite congruent, so we still need to push it down a little bit more. Need to really start squeezing that thing. Compress, damn you, compress! But yeah. Also, big thanks to everybody who submitted a question. Genuinely, I did not expect that many questions to be submitted. I was really, really pleased with like the turnout of responses that we got. So yeah, thank you to everybody who submitted a question. Big shout out to y'all. This is how you do audience interaction. Easiest step to large growth is to just get a cube in here. Get a geometric shape involved. Yeah, I don't know if I showed you all the like actual phases of it up close. Okay, so this is a true. This is false. And this is the maybe. I did specifically. Hang on, I need to. There we go. I did organize these specifically to follow the Adachi Cube meme. Also, thanks, Ken. I'm glad that you enjoyed the audience interaction. It's great as well because somebody was like, "Hey, what if Pabs made what if I made a cube?" And somebody was like, "Pabs cube," and then somebody shortened that to something that I'm not going to repeat on stream. But I was like, "Huh, what if I did make a cube? What if there was a mysterious cube?" Don't. I walked into that one. That's fine. Let it rock. I don't care. I have that Twitch, what do you call it? Like that warning system, right? When Twitch lets you like label your stream for specific audiences, and I do have mine set to involve significant profanity, vulgarity, etc., which feels appropriate considering how often I swear. This user has been banned by Twitch, silenced by the fucking machine. Terrible. All this needs is a giant felt bottle of wine to stick this in. It does look very cork-like, doesn't it? Very solid too now. Look at this thing. Just because it's on my mind from the earlier conversation, I forget if this is common knowledge or not, but Via's very famous sword is something I designed and asked to fill a bit of blank space on her original stream layout. Oh, that's actually that is so cool. Like I will admit I don't think about V's sword very often, but when I do, I'm still kind of impressed by like it's just such a cool idea to have the big V be like the handle and then all the different colors kind of coming out of it. It's cool. You did great work with that, Jay. Very inspired. Let's see. It is really interesting how like some of the most important details can just kind of come like that, huh? Like you just offhand do something, and you're like, wait a second, this kind of slaps, or it's on like a off the cuff thing, right? No, Jay. Like I said, Jay has been kind of like an investor in this. Jay has been like a day one stakeholder. Whoop! You're not getting. Stop! Stop it! Stop attempting to escape your fate. You're gonna get poked. You will continue to be poked. The poking is inescapable, much like death and also taxes. That being said, it's a little bit difficult to. Let me. Yeah, that's still a little bit a ways off, but I think now I can just kind of do it into the cube. Death, taxes, and poking. The three certainties. And also the three evils. Yeah, death, taxes, conquest, and poking. The four horsemen of the apocalypse. If you think about it, taxes are kind of like a famine. In a way. Let's see. Oh yeah, doing this into the jar has just been much more effective. That being said, I am a little peeved that I don't know if it's clearly visible from this angle. There's just a tiny little gap of air here, so I just want to poke that in there further. Really get it in there. All right, that should do it. Now we continue poking. We poke forever. Keep going. No stopping. I do wonder if it's common to like have a template like this when you're doing needle felting, like doing it into something to make it take the specific shape. I wonder how effective that is. I feel like it's pretty effective given the fact that like all the fibers are still being kind of woven into that shape, right? All right, we'll get this thing a little bit further in, and then we'll do another divination. Is that what that's for? I thought it was like a base or something. It is a base also, but like it's the instructions said to use it to help kind of like make the cylinder, right? And then we do a little bit of a mustache shape with this one here. I kind of want to do a different shape. I'm not sure. I don't know about a mustache. May like a rice beast-ish shape. I wonder if that would be possible. I shouldn't get too ambitious just yet, but it sounds like it'd be fun. So we have been doing this for about an hour now, and we've only gotten this far. So I feel like maybe this is definitely as time intensive as I thought it would be, but not almost as much. Like it's a little less in time intensive, but almost. Hour one of the poking. Pokemaniacs when they haven't been able to poke for an hour. Hour two, yeah, that's true. We're on hour two now. Hour one has currently passed. We are getting there though. Like, check this out, right? We're getting there. Yeah, it does just retain its shape, huh? Neat. I wonder if I can just kind of tear a little bit apart of it here. Just so I can add a little bit more like substance to this part here. I shouldn't do that too often though. I feel like that's gonna end with me weeping openly and crying. All right, keep going, keep going. I like that we can almost like see the line here of where it's where I divided it. Let's put it back in the jar. Yeah, that still looks good. All right. Just gotta keep on going. There we go. Let's do a divination real quick so we have something to chat about. Right. Pearl asked if Leffen will keep playing Happy Chaos. If for those of you not aware, Guilty Gear Strive, a popular fighting game, has recently had a new patch and a character release where one of the characters that was infamous for being broken, Happy Chaos, was nerfed. All right, let's take a look. All right, Cube, will Leffen keep playing Happy Chaos after the nerfs this season? Maybe. That's actually true to life because I think I remember seeing and being slightly disappointed by the Leffen tweet after the fucking. Hang on. Will Leffen keep playing? Yeah, I remember being. Yeah, the cube is very indecisive. We've had mostly maybes and just one true. And that one. That one true was because of additional like outside decisions. Actually, that's a good idea. Hang on. Cube, is there such a thing as free will? Hang on. Wait a minute. If I what happens if I get a true on the cube with regards to the free will? What huh? I was gonna say, like, I rigged the question for Merry Christmas, but like otherwise, like, is there like if I depend on the cube for like okay, so I set the cube down on true for Christmas, right? So does the like okay, so that's kind of my reasoning for it is that I was like I am setting the cube down on true for Christmas, but then does the cube determine right the like this is supposed to be a fact checking tool, but if I'm relying on it for decision making, and what happened? Like if I ask it about free will and I get like a false, die lands on a face, cut the Metal Gear Rising music. Maybe we won't ask that question just yet. Maybe I feel like that's gonna invite all kinds of bad juju. Oh, merciful RYZACUBE, please grant us a kind reality. Nope. The cube has spoken. We're boned. We're gonna get assimilated by the fog. Yeah, the all-encompassing fog that will one day devour the planet. Yeah, it'll be painful. Well, what can you do? People be like, I have my whole life ahead of me. Nah, dude, the fog is coming. I do think with that we've gotten past through most of the submitted questions. Let me see if there are any. Yeah, no, those are all submitted questions. I think now I'll just kind of keep thinking up new questions for the cube to answer. Watch out! Watch out for. Oh, it's a. Is that like a vape emoji? Is that like a ghost? What is that? I don't know what that. Hang on. That shows up very tiny on my screen. I don't know what I need to watch out for. It's like a fly. Yelling. Imagine you see a fly hurtling towards somebody, and you're like, "Watch out!" with like the same intensity and tone as like a bullet going their way. The fog, the sinister potion. Boy, let me tell you, this pod is taking fucking forever to poke. Intense fear, evil Ant-Man battle. I don't think I ever discussed this. Back when I still had a Live 2D model, I haven't really figured out expressions on the PNG Tuber Plus models just yet because I will need to reassign the keys. I use a number pad for my art stuff, right? So if I want to have expressions in the yeah, I use my number pad for art stuff, but the problem is that PNG Tuber Plus uses number pads to switch between expressions. And because of that, whenever I would have to like get a program to remap the keys basically. To have emotions, you must lose your art abilities. That's getting a little bit real for me. I'm gonna. All right, everybody, cover your ears. I'm about to run an ad because we have one coming up in like 20 seconds. All right, cover your ears real quick. God, to lose all your emotions, you must lose your art abilities. To to be good at drawing, to know how to do pointillism, you have to defeat my 7 evil emotions. This fucking thing taking forever, bro. No, it's very difficult to figure out when you need to stop. That's just the 7 deadly sins. God, I wish somebody would defeat my sloth. By the way, because it's on my mind, I asked about it earlier. What is Ryzaman's mech like to your mind? That's actually funny thing. Actually, I did end up designing a mech for Ryzaman. I have the design for it ready. I just don't know when to drop it. Let me pull that up on screen right now. Actually, let me debut the mech right now. Is the handcam over? Like, hit send early. The world if Pav Sloth was defeated. All right, let's see here. Where is the handcam stream? Ah, there we go. So yeah, this is the design for the mech. I have decided to call it RYZABOSS. So that's the idea for the mech. Still subject to change, but that's the basic design for it. So yeah, as you can see, I try to make it very round and fat. So that's like its main charm point. The roundness of it is the charm point. I kind of very loosely based it on that Lancer mech that I made a while ago. Let me pull that up as well. If that's still around somewhere. Really reminding me of my good friend the High Mock. Let me look up the High Mock real quick. Gundam Wiki. Oh, you know what? That is genuinely very alike. I can see it. I can definitely see it. I did have like an idea to make the legs kind of like this, but I kind of decided against it at the last minute because it was a little bit hard to do. I do think that this is generally like a good balance between everything that I wanted. But yes, that's the idea for RYZAMAN's mech. I have had this cooking. I have been working on this. All right, let me pull the hand camera back up. There we go. Love the shoulders and the faceplate. Thank you. No, making a mech is definitely like the hardest. It's like one of the hardest things I've had to do because I know how to make people. I don't know how to make machines. Machine, turn back now. No, machines are difficult to kind of bring together for me for some reason. I'm not built for that. Please, I just need this tiny. It's fine if I just have a little bit of the dirt over the pot. Glad that wasn't just a me thing, because making X Kaiser really put me through my paces. Oh my god, yeah. Now, making technical stuff in general can be really tough, especially if it's not. If you're not like directly ripping something off, right? Like, I designed a few different guns and grenades and stuff for the comic I'm working on with Raph. But that's not particularly. It's not as difficult because it's based on like actual weapons. Like I talked on the stream the other day that the kind of discus grenades that the guards have are based on actual World War I German grenades that were real. You can look them up. They were called like the M1915 Discus Handgranate or some shit like that. It worked. I don't know now how it works now, but I had slotted myself Angel Flesh Mecha way before Omen got really solidified. That would be a really cool way to round it out. Actually, like I feel like having lots of different mech styles would be really cool. So having like a more meaty, more biomechanical mech would also be really cool. I think it'd be good to have like something that's like really graceful as well, because like I feel like RYZABOSS is just kind of chunky, and V Kaiser is definitely a Sentai mech, which is cool and powerful, but not really like graceful. The German grenade looks like a turtle. That's what the British called it. They called them turtle grenades when they first saw them. People used to call grenades and stuff any old shit back in the day. This is like this thing reminds me of a cactus, so we're gonna call them cactus grenades. Great job, gentlemen. RYZABOSS team attack where someone else picks it up and throws it like a ball. Yeah, I did mention that me and the British. Oh, that thing looks like a bloody turtle. Sorry, Jay. Pardon my bad British accent. God, I do like the idea of like somebody fastball specialing the Ryza boss. Particularly because I've established that Ryza boss is much smaller than other mechs. I do feel like it's worth mentioning that Ryza boss is only about 7 meters tall, which is a lot for like relative to a human. That's like 2 stories. Yeah, I got a height. It's like 7 meters tall. He's like a size 1 Lancer mech. Yeah, he's definitely not going to be fighting. Like, Ryza Man is not going to be fighting kaijus in that thing. So I'm not even like a proper football or like human sized relative to other mechs. I'm like a baseball or like a marble, depending on how big the mech is. How big the mech in question is. One fastball special to get reunited with the sun. I'm ready to fly. Send me to heaven. I wish to touch the stars. It's how he gets his power up. Yeah. I did mention that it's loosely based on the Lancer mech. That is kind of the idea behind the power up, is that it just gets hotter and it just gets faster. Like eventually he just starts to like become red hot and just fucking burn stuff when he touches it. Also, I envision him having like those reverse swept delta wings that some airplanes have, but I wasn't able to include those just yet. But yeah, it's good at 2 things: getting hot and punching stuff. Oh god, what if Ryza Boss can do the shining finger? Alright, let's see here. We're making progress. Abilities the sun gives you: get hot and punch. Yeah. I was actually thinking about expanding. If I ever get to do more stuff with Ryza Man, I do want to expand more on like what Pavs' lore relationship is with the sun. Yeah, what's up, Jay? What did you want to make that's related to Shining Finger or loosely related on Shining Finger? This starts taking fucking forever. It's so solid now. It's just not shrinking. And maybe I need to like. First, I need to tighten up. Wait, here's an idea. Instead of tightening up just this outer part, why not also tighten up the inner part? Hang on, I might be a genius. That way we can reduce the height as well while also making it more sturdy. Could I multi-wield the needles? Hold up. Always very interested to hear more about what's going on with you and that sun. Mm-hmm. Alright, they're not exactly the same width, but I think if I just kind of fuck it a wee ball. You and the sun's relationship is so funny. I like to think that the sun is kind of like a mentor figure slash kind of like jester to me. Like, not that the sun is entertaining to me, but it genuinely just does like love to bully me a little bit. Like the sun just loves to tease me. That's my envisionment of like it's a little bit like a mischievous master and a disciple. The little rice guy who is so bullyable and chewable and can be fucking grilled and torn apart. The thing I was thinking of is also that legendary "I'm positive" Shining Finger scene has a very Viking looking pose in it at one point, and I keep meaning to do stuff with all the gear that's been designed at this point. That would be cool. Also, I was right. Multi-wielding the needles kind of goes hard. There we go. I need to get caught up on G Gundam because I have been missing out on the watch-alongs during the week. On account of Fridays are made for rice bags. I thought I smelled smoke for a moment. That's fine. I must. What if I'm poking this thing so fast that I'm generating heat? What if it's like generating like? What if I'm poking this so fast that it's in danger of starting a small fire? We cook it. That's true. Ah, you son of a bitch. Still not quite there. Oh god, the friction. I gotta catch up on G Gundam too. I want to rewatch Tokyo so I can be properly caught up for the watch-alongs. Tokyo, I'm so sad that I've been missing out on Tokyo because it seems so funny. And not even funny, like just genuinely fun. Like, I think there's a reason the boss recommended it as peak. Right? Like I take V's peak, like, whatever V says something is peak, I trust that shit. That is, like, verifiable. That is certified. I trust in her judgment. It is, you are right. Genuinely recommend if you get the time to watch it, either with the watch-alongs or on your own. The Peak Professor. The Peak... What's that thing that the Peak Sommelier, or whatever, however you pronounce that, hasn't watched Tokyo Squad. I mean, too. Yeah. We gotta get our shit together, fellas. We have to start watching these shows. I am getting a nice little 7-day holiday not too long after this. I'll be visiting family, so that'll be a good time to get caught up on some series that I've been meaning to ponder. Yeah, so I also need to stop I think maybe I should ease up on the multi wielding because otherwise I feel like one of these needles is gonna break. Something I've come to value over the years from media reviewers is not necessarily if they have objectively good views, but whether or not their tastes align with my own, and V has been super good for that for me personally. Yes. Yes. Trapped in Zenkiger land. God. What if I just did the thick part first and then just kind of... No, that just makes it thick on top. Maybe if I bunch it up here. Can I... The thickness moves. We have made, like, Watch's anniversary season doesn't elaborate. That is true. It is fucked up that Zenkiger was, like, my first exposure to Sentai in general. I feel like that gave me a very skewed idea of what Sentai was about. Zenkiger and Dawn Brothers will have a special place in my heart. The former for being like one of the first Sentai I tapped into, and the latter for being the most mentally ill series that I have ever had the pleasure of viewing secondhand. I mean, it might be perfect for the seasons going forward, tone-wise. That's true. Alright, I wanted to bunch up this part here and poke that in to reduce the height. Didn't finish Senkaiger, but it seems to have set the stage for this new phase of Sentai. That's true. It feels like we're getting a lot more silly shit now. Like, just from everything that I've seen about J and V posting about Sentai, it's like we've shifted into silly mode. We're on that silly shit grind set right now. And while I can appreciate that personally, I don't think it's good to just have that be the tone all the time. Boon Boomger. I forgot that was the fucking name of next year's Sentai. God, I hope it's the most heart-wrenchingly difficult to watch season and be like, bro, the new episode of Boon Boomger had me in tears. Explosions time, that's right. We're gonna fuck up that quarry so bad we'll need a fourth one. Or third one. I forget how many. Thank you for the Rice Beast redeem. Silly Sentai random bullshit jar. also known as RYZACUBE Season 1. Really cried when he boomed all over them. Come on. Oh, we're tearing this thing to shreds and it hasn't even come out yet. Or been officially announced, I think. When he said my boomist before the dawn, really felt that. Genuinely. I hope they use boomerangs or something. I feel like Boon Boomger, if they don't use boomerangs in any capacity, is a missed opportunity. Whoops, bumped the camera. You know, it's been a while since we've done a divination. Let's pull one up. Or actually, no, we ran out of submissions. Let me think one up. What about... Does a Boon Boom indicated tons of practical effects or doubling down on the explosive CGI Sentai? Yeah, Boon Boomger does not roll off the tongue easily, no. Alright, what about... Oh. Alright. Cube? Does my future have a lot of hardships? Am I in for a rough time in the future? False. Woohoo! Let's go! Well, that doesn't mean that I asked if there will be many hardships. There might still be some hardships. Cube will be able to endure the hardships, right? Yes! Thank God! Oh, thank fuck. We are so back. Alright, let me write that down. It is kind of annoying that we've barely gotten true. Year of Rice, let's go! Hang on, we're kind of crooked right here. Let me set this back up. No, oh thank God. My fate is sealed. I will have prosperity in the future. I do hope everybody has a much better 2024. I feel like, for me, at least personally, 2023 has been kind of like it's had a lot of ups. It's ended very positively, right? But I'm not gonna lie, it was rough there for quite a while. So I do hope that 2024 is a little bit smoother all around for everyone. I hope it brings many good things next year. No, I definitely know some people have had it fucking rough this year. Right, like everybody's been struggling a little bit, I feel. I never understood why. Listen, I'm gonna level with you. I've heard some people be like, "Thank God the year is over," but like, I've never really felt that. I've always been sad to see the year go, but it's always a time of reflection, right? Like you think back on the things you've accomplished, what you didn't accomplish, the things that went well, what didn't go well. Yeah, no, those lows have been around. No, I'm very proud of everyone for having the patience and strength to just kind of keep going through it, man. It's just been, it's never easy, right? It's never gonna be easy. Life is something of a constant struggle. But I am proud of everybody that's made it this far. Like you've done well. Even if you just had to hold on and keep the patience, keep the faith, you did good. You did good. Year of the Gamer. That is true. Like we have had some of the best releases this year, and also a lot of other stuff that's really, really, really bad. But yeah, we've actually had some very decent releases this year. I mean, Street Fighter 6, the game that I've never played a single online ranked match of, but played through the full story mode was pretty good. I think that was my key to having like good feelings about Street Fighter 6 is that I just never played online. I just did silly shit in World Tour and never again touched it. How did it get bigger again? Look at that. That got bigger, right? There's some more of it poking out now than there was before. Here's how Bosch can get into Street Fighter 7. Yeah, Street Fighter 7 takes place entirely within the span of time that Street Fighter 6's story mode took place. Bosch will be the new protagonist of SF7. I hope we got Cyber Bosch or something. It'll be a prequel. Maybe if I poke it like this. This is starting to be a very solid little chunk of wool. Hang on. Alright, we'll just keep going like this for a little while. Dense little object. Dense little shit, yeah. I admire that spunk, but it's not in the service of good right now. I'm not gonna lie, it's not helping. Like, look, it's like sinking in, but I don't seem to ever get it down. What if I just kind of... Alright, we gotta move quick for this one. We might... let me multi-wield. This is such a bad idea, I feel. I feel like the more I stab it like this, the harder it is to like get the needles in. I will say, needle felting feels rather rewarding, but it's not easy. In terms of time and commitment, at least. I do think it's good to like have... Sorry, I haven't been focusing on the thing. I've been going into like intense stab mode. Get Bosch's VA to read memes with Luke and rocket him to fan favorite status so they have to bring him back. Please, I miss my man. I miss my guy. All right, how's that? Is that any better? Is that any better of a fit? Okay, that did something. That's a little better. Hang on. That's a little bit better. Okay. Just gotta keep the progress. Keep it up. Maybe we could do another cube divination real quick. Cube? What should I ask? Cube? Will I ever attain my final form? Does keeping it does keeping it in there help with the shape formation or no? I have no idea, to be honest. English Bosch dubbed a couple of Fate Grand Order characters. Huh? Wait, is that for like the anime or something? Or because Fate doesn't have like an English dub unless he did that in Japanese. That's kind of crazy to think about. Yeah, for the anime? Okay. Neat. I didn't know that. Alright, man is Tristan? Nah, fuck that. Nah. I take it back. I take it back. Wait, no, Tristan is not. No, wait, I'm thinking of Gawain. Tristan can stay. Never mind. He's fine. He's cool. I have such a grudge against Gawain Fate Grand Order because of the fucking Camelot fights against him. And Dante's, but that counts less. Yeah. Yeah, no, I have a grudge against Fate Grand Order Gawain because of the fact that he just fucking blocked my shit for 3 months straight in Camelot. And I had to level grind my guys just to get past him even once. And then you have to fight him again. I'm really not good. I was really bad at level grinding in Fate Grand Order. Can we please just have a little bit of shrinkage on this thing? I thought it was supposed to shrink at some point. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask the cube something. Cube, will I ever attain my ultimate form? True! Let's fucking go! Sun form path's real! I'm gonna beat Goku. Come to think of it, I haven't thought of any alternate forms for RYZAMAN just yet. Should get cooking on that sometime. What would the forms be like anyway? Am I gonna have a fried rice version? Also, it's Louis V stars. That's the deer guy, isn't it? Nice. Unless I'm thinking of the wrong dude. Making it after different rice types. Yeah, it is a deer dude. Nice. I should go back and finish Beastars at some point. I got to the Melon arc, and then I kind of dropped off. The deer that gets his leg eaten? Famously so, yes. Summer mode, perhaps. Oh, that's true. Different phases of the day or something would be nice. Although that might be stepping on Jupiter's toes, though, because if I get like a Twilight or Dusk form, that's gonna be a little bit of overlap. Fried rice is just a tan. Roasted. Dusk. We can coexist? Lovely. Splendid. I'm Dusk, and I'm also Dusk. Splendid. We shake hands. You've got the sun. I think you can do the sunrise, sunset type form. Sunriza. That would be a good name for the ultimate form. Vampire/hunter mode, garlic fried rice. Yeah, that is true. I did think about like I did think of a new form for Tool actually, which is funny enough. I thought of a form for Tool rather than a form for myself. Shrimp fried rice. I got like a pistol shrimp claw, and I just punch people. That's supersonic speed. Okay, I think this is about as good as it's gonna get. I'm not gonna lie. What's your preferred form of protein to go with fried rice? Okay, preferred beef. I'm gonna say beef. Pork being a close second, and chicken coming in third. But I most often go for chicken for both like lower like cholesterol and shit, and also because it's cheaper. I do like me a little bit of beef with rice. I very famously prepare myself like a $5 steak that I just beat the shit off with a tenderizer for like a day, and then marinate it for 2 days. So when I get it, it's just like a flat, thin paper thick steak that fries up in like 30 seconds. That's just full of flavor. Beefsteak silog. I don't. That's steak rice. Hang on. Is that like a Filipino dish? Let me look that up. Beefsteak silog. Yo, that looks good. That looks real good. Yeah, beefsteak sounds like beef steak. Or also beefsteak, which is just beef steak in Spanish also. Pack, damn you, pack. Silog, classic rice combos. Nice. Classic rice combos, as defined in the ancient texts, also called the cookbook. Yeah, I think I don't know how to get it like even tighter down. I feel like we would need to like compress it manually. Do other animals get called like pork steak and chicken steak, or is it just beef? I think it's that's an interesting question because we get like pork chop and pork loin, but we don't really get like chicken loin, right? I think we do get beef loin though. Chicken steak is real. That sounds like something that's real, yeah. I guess it's just a breast, huh? I feel like it would have to be like a butterfly cut breast, right? Just so you get a little bit more surface area on that, because I feel like unless it's like a generally like large object, you're not really justified in calling it a steak. The other day I found out that there's a place near me that does like breakfast steaks, and I've had like a new go-to place if I ever feel like splurging on something nice for myself. Turkey steak. Turkey steak does sound pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. I would be seated for a little bit of turkey steak. I would be moved for a little bit of turkey steak. Beef steak. Thin slices of beef steak cooked with onions, citrus, and soy sauce. Citrus is interesting. Run up them ham steaks. That's right. A little bit of pork fucking loin in the building. Very, very close. See, that's just like a hair's breadth over. Calamansi specifically, but that's adding more words. Right, we just gotta keep going a little bit more and then we'll have the cylinder ready. For like the 2 hours we've been doing this. Heavens above, this takes some patience. Citrus, I love your destructive capabilities. Is citrus? Actually, no. Pineapple, we approach hour 3 of the poking. It does look a little bit grim. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think we can. I think it's a good thing that I still have a little bit of like a bit extra outside, because otherwise I don't know how I'm gonna get it out of there. Do I need to get like the cork thing? How do I? Oh, I've got an idea. Let me just like wedge this here. And please don't tear apart. Please don't tear apart. Yes, let's go. Okay. The instructions mentioned something about like a mustache shape, right? Take a look here. We're still on like step 1, by the way. Take a little light brown wool. Wad up the wool and lay the wad on the surface of the cylinder. Gently poke it and shape it into a mustache. Okay. So just take a little bit of this and make it into a mustache, huh? Alright. Okay, here we go. Let's take like half of this. I'll take this much. I got distracted thinking about rice, but at some point early in development, I was doing like two main forms with a bit of duality going on. We know what word goes with dusk. Tusk. Rusk. Husk isn't a word, right? Husk is a word. Husk, dusk, rusk. Duck? Tusk. Yeah, I do think tusk goes well with dusk. Forever thinking about Jay's murderous tusks on. Yeah, I was gonna say Jay. I'm constantly, never not thinking about Jay's tusks. Fleetwood Mac goes here. God, I love Fleetwood Mac. I remember I had like a Fleetwood Mac album that I inherited from my parents. My parents had a lot of CDs still, and when I got my first music player, I essentially went, Dawn, I'm. I need to. I'm gonna. All right, we're back. I've recovered from my embarrassment. I I spent some time on Jupiter's wavelength. That's fair. Dawn and dusk. That's cool though. I like that. Are you, I know. Okay, so I was just rolling with Paps's bit. I genuinely did not. It did not occur to me. I thought in like terms of rhyming when he said the words that go with dusk, and I'm like, ah, yes, dusk, also known to be associated with tusks. I'm not gonna lie. I think poking this much has started poking holes in my brain too. Wait, I don't have a brain. I'm rice. Just didn't vibe with everything going on with Dawn. Rice a man fulfilling things by being a somewhat white, light-colored suit. That's true. I do have a very cheerful color palette. Hmm. Oh gosh, it's right there. Rise a man with the dawn to your dusk. That's right. And then we have V, who is completely unassociated with the time of day or sunlight in any way or form or capacity. We've just got two celestial themed motherfuckers running around in the background while V does her anti crypto shit. That's so funny though. Representing humanity. That's true. To be fair, as far as I know, neither are the X Rangers or VJ. That's true. I mean, to be fair, the X Rangers, from what I understand in the lore, were not formed with a specific intent in mind, or like were formed with like specific, like the X Rangers were formed as a group planned out, so they had like time to coordinate their outfits and shit. I feel like they didn't just rock up to the party uninvited and kind of like insert themselves into the team. I feel, or maybe they did. I'm not super cut up on the X Rangers lore. This does not look like a mustache. Yeah, a lot of different things orbiting V. All right, here's what I think we do. We separate the mustache cleanly, right here down the middle. They did do that actually. Like, did they wait? So they did just like accidentally all just have a friend group that was. Well, I feel like friend is a bit of a stretch for at least a couple of them, but like they just accidentally ended up in a Sentai that needed each other's colors. That's awesome. World's least invited sixth Rangers. Something the sun providing a world where people can fight for life or something. Environment. Yeah. That is true. Like, what is the sun's role? Because I feel like the sun isn't like does provide life, but it also doesn't care about life, right? I mean, when you go outside and you stand in the sun all day, you're gonna get like a heat stroke, right? I meant like your mentor slash jester thing. Ah. Duke's the Golden formed the X Ranger specifically to be the sixth Rangers to be so she could have a homoerotic rivalry with her. I respect the grind set. That's true. The sun does like have my interest in heart, but like it also wants me to. It does want me to face some tribulation. That's an interesting dynamic. Metal can only be shaped by having it be struck repeatedly. Unfortunately, I'm not made of metal. Do you ever see a hero so hot that you have to have a rivalry with her? Yes, constantly. Every hero I know is smoking. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm much of the rivalry type though. Metal paths. I wear that stupid metal hat from Mario 60 the fourth. Crypto baddies is greed leading to environmental destruction when left to run rampant, and the sun does embody nature in various capacities. That's true as well. I don't know. If we're thinking about like the sun's authority on Earth, wouldn't greenhouse gases actually be a positive for it? Like, wouldn't it like if it's trapping the sun's rays inside of the Earth? This is how RYZACUBE can help get his sun power up against cryptos. No, but like greenhouse gases and CO2 emissions would actually increase the sun's presence on Earth to some extent, even though it would also kill humans, and everything else also. That's a bit edgy, though. Damn, we need to talk lore more often, fellas. This has been so much fun, genuinely. Does the sun like it when it's hotter? I need the cube to weigh in. Cube, does the sun like it when it's hotter on Earth? False. It does not like that. Alright, so the sun is still on our side. We can bullshit things a little, like do smog blocks out the sun. That's true. Vindicated by the cube. The sun is good. Run and tell that. Yeah, genuinely, lore is so much fun to create. What if we made up a guy? What if a guy was created? Yeah, that's also the best, right? Just being like, yeah, wouldn't this be funny? And then you think about like, wait, well, that would actually be possible, or it would make sense. Genuinely the best. All right, we are attempting to create a mustache. Or at least a vaguely mustache-like shape. I need to keep my focus and just pinch this middle part because I feel like that's going to be super important. Wait, with the coloration of the wool in the pod and also the... Oh god, are we just making the Lorax? Biggest example of that for me was making the villains. Yo, that... The X-Rangers coming to life out of a bit is kind of incredible. Or I don't know. Is that referring to the X Ranger specifically, or is that also like a more generic villain? I wonder if like eventually we do rid ourselves of crypto shit. What will we fight then? Hashtag obscure game reference, but the fishing game I was streaming for the other day had a spicy shrimp species. Hold up, chat's going a bit fast. Had a spicy shrimp species be a Flavor Town reference. Perhaps shrimp fried summer rice form with an emphasis on spice and heat contrasting the cool, relaxing water. That's kind of cool, actually. I like that too. That started off as one of those things I said as a gag, and then me and my editor, spent months shopping them. That was the villains, but also the X-Rangers for that too. Everybody's a fucking clown shoes bit taken too far in here. It's awesome. Evil Berserker Paps. Paps in a Hawaiian shirt. I should make like summer outfits eventually. I feel like my iconic green hoodie is good, but it's not really friendly for higher temperatures. And it's awesome. Yeah, big asterisk. And it's awesome. Got a full webcomics point of worth of lore at this point. I cannot lie. RYZACUBE issue 1 dropping 2026. Trust. Spicers that have spiked frosted tips built in. This is gonna be like the movies. Like we're gonna have like a summer movie special, and that's gonna be like the form that debuts for Pabs. And, all right, I think we've gotten pretty good for the. I need to like taper this now. How do I? Okay, I need to just poke it. Just start poking and ask questions later, Pabs. Oh yeah. Would you guys be mad if I told you that I did actually already design alternate forms for Pabs and I was just playing along this whole time? Like, would you guys be mad if I said that? Because like I did actually do that. Like I've been like, should I like go? Like I tried to be mysterious at first, but then I was like, am I taking this too far? All right. Hang on, let me open that up. Hang on, where's the? Oh, here we go. Funnily enough, I did actually. Hang on. Let me open up the window for Clip Studio Paint here. I was in chat having fun with it. Pass. Well, actually, you're too late. I did it half an hour ago. The time-honored tradition of the on-stream surprise design debut. God, I am gonna have to whip that out every time now, huh? Twice in a night. All right. RYZACUBE base form. I had an idea for like a powered down version called RYZARUNT, representing the blue hour. If you guys don't know what the blue hour is, it's essentially a point in time during the morning specifically, during the evening as well, but usually during the morning, where the sun kind of creates, because like certain light waves can only come through, it creates like this blue effect. Then we've got the golden hour, which is represented by RYZACUBE, which is supposed to be like the basic super form. And then we have like the full the full kind of absorption of the sun's power, which is Sunryza. And this is like the main three forms altogether. So yeah, I have been cooking on the background. So shout out to Canon for correctly predicting Sunryza as the name for the final form. God, I do feel like it was a little bit mean on my part for like hiding this and like leading y'all on a little bit, but I'm not gonna lie, this feels pretty great. All right. Let me turn the hand camera back on. Sunrise was literally a typo on my part, and then I was like, wait, that works. Let's roll with it. Mm-hmm. No, I have like thought a lot about like what would happen if I had to do a Ryza Man comic. That's not gonna be my next project though. Like that's I need to tell you a story to tell you that one, right? This is why I'm such a fiend for being secretive when I'm working on stuff like that. Exactly, the big reveal, right? It's like the Prestige. I feel like this is the shit Harry Houdini was on. Real good stuff. No point in having to see if you're not thinking about them and rotating them in your mind. That's true. I will say that that's like give it like being a VTuber has given me an unhealthy obsession over my Sona. Like there's never a moment where I'm not thinking about being Paps is the problem now. And that's great for content creation. That's how I've been able to like put out those sketches for the schedules each week. Right? I kind of just think of my guy in situations and then I draw those out. Everyone get out here and think about your VSONAs. True. True. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there with the mustache. I think if you poke it deeper, it just kind of sinks it in a little further. So I think that's going to be useful for this in particular. Yeah, look at that. That's like one half of a mustache. It's kind of peanut shaped, but that's ever since finishing the villains back in October, I've been on a VSONA lockdown because that's all I've worked on. Now, your newest design is so cool for it. Like another J is genuinely so fun to look at. You did good. Like everything, the skirt, the lipstick, all really good. Oh, there we go. That's kind of vaguely mustachy. Yep. My god, the way that rabbit is just there. That came out a little weird, but you know what I mean, I think. Genuinely interacting with Jay and everyone has given me such like now whenever I see like a bunny person or like a rabbit, I'm just like that's Jay, my friend Jay. It was only ever meant to be an alt outfit, but I'm so into it I actually haven't used the classic. It does look really good as a thing. Like I cannot stress this enough. That outfit fucks. Maybe if I poke it like this. Think about the angles of pokage. Heard on the grapevine that Jupiter is still in the kitchen with the dessert part of that whole meal. God, really? That's awesome. Oh no, I removed this little corner. Shit. Look at that. I sanded that right off. Now it doesn't have that little wingtip anymore. It's just round. Fucking took this guy to the barber shop, told him to get a fresh cut. We cropped this shit. Back in the 1800s, they did this to you. If you were talking that shit, they would crop your mustache with a needle felting, felting needle. Oh no. Am I gonna have to like unwind it or something? How do I like hit undo with this thing? I feel like I just need to keep pressing. Oh god, I'm gonna have to do the other side too, just so it's even. Shit. Marx Brothers. God, we could not have had a Three Stooges episode with fucking needle felting. I feel like that would have ended up in some kind of major OSHA incident. I've never watched an episode of the Three Stooges, but somehow I can picture it perfectly in my mind. It's like a vision from on high. I feel like I can recall it perfectly. It's like how some people have like a dream about Bionicles. I had the dream of the Three Stooges, and I can recall it with perfect clarity every day. I'm perhaps in dire need of more content. Oops. Damn. Have you tried making a cube? I hear that's a hot new thing these days. See, I was thinking along those lines too, but in my head, the mustache is fake, and the guy takes it off to give the barber to trim it, and then he takes a fucking chunk off by accident. Then the first guy puts his mustache back on and is unaware of the missing bit. You are like 3 or 4 levels ahead of me on this one. That's like advanced technology. Like I feel like I feel like if that's the case, like it's a double whammy, right? Where did I put Mountain Cube? You cubed a mountain? Damn. Talk about squaring up. You cubed that shit like an onion? A mountain? A whole mountain? We're getting terribly close to some multiverse level stuff. You could just seal the Jupiter plush into a cube, like they did to that one motherfucker in Jujutsu Kaisen. I feel I feel like that would make a great Ultra Kill level. You know how like has everybody here seen like the secret bosses for Ultra Kill? Like, does everybody know about like the flesh prison that's like a giant cube? I feel like we could seal the Jupiter plush in one of those and then just have that be the cube. It's probably for the best. That thing kind of scares me. I've mentioned this before, but the Jupiter plush I do feel like would be able to kill without remorse. Juplush is getting too crass and leggy. Yeah, Jupiter, quit acting up lest I put your ass in the cube. I do also wish the Jupiter plush were a Macy's Thanksgiving parade sized balloon. I feel like I remember doing a bit where like they were descending from the sky for some reason, and I can just imagine that as like a Macy's parade sized UFO. All right. Everybody cover your ears for around 30 seconds. I am going to run an ad. We're going to gracefully ignore that the art implies that I put it in that hoodie. Yeah. That was a really funny bit. Just giving the plush a fucking I forgot what exactly the hoodie said, but I think it said like Pussy Slayer or something. Ay, ay, ay. There we go. That looks mustache-ish. I mean, like, it's like vaguely mustache-ish. The problem with it is that it's just so small, right? Like, I feel like it's hard for me to grasp the exact shape of it. I feel like that still needs a lot of work for me. It's just a matter of patience, I think. Maybe we can take a quick break and ask Cube another question. All right, what should we ask actually? All right. Cube, do I need to be afraid of the dark? Obscure, as much as I obscure my color roots, green plus pink VTuber changes into celestial related Toku form. Yeah, we shake our hands on that regard. All right, go Cube, go. Maybe I need to be afraid of the dark. Fuck you mean maybe? Yes, Jupiter Plush is out there. Oh fuck. Now I'm just imagining some kind of jump scare where I'm like tucking myself into bed and like Jupiter Plush is like fucking Jupiter Plush's eyes just like flash in the background, illuminating the room and a shower of violet. Juplush is at the window watching you. I'm running out of sticky notes. We've only had one true so far. And again, that one was kind of rigged. The cube is very sparing with things that it deems as the absolute truth. Fact-checking tool, my ass. Jupiter Plush to me is like the equivalent of like small Ame in the Hololive verse. Like I feel like Jupiter Plush has like an absurd amount of power for what it actually is. Or it could just be a normal plushie. I don't know. It's Jupiter's lore, not mine. What is the Jupiter Plush's status in your lore anyway, Jupiter? Like what is its origin? Weren't there a couple of truths for when we predicted the year of good rice fortune? That's true. We did have a one true. We have had two truths if that's the case. What is it? Who knows? Jupiter Plush has like a galaxy's worth of power compressed into fleshy form, perhaps. Power level immeasurable, either meaning that it's too large to be measured or too tiny to be measured. And it flips between them. Alright, we've kind of got the vague shape of a mustache back, kind of to where it was. So I think I'm ready for the common theme for the lore. It's on porpoise, porpoise, I swear. Oh? You on porpoise? You swear on the porpoise? Stash or store. How mustaching. Good one. Alright. Now we gotta cram it into the cylinder here. Hang on, I think there's some specific instructions for joining two ports. Thicker needle and poke it more deeply than usual. Okay, so we gotta just poke deep. Porpoised. Stash or store, that's right. Yeah. What if I like... This does look like a Lorax cylinder now, that's the problem. Right, we'll join it here at the middle. Alright, how's that going? Yo! It worked. Check that out. That's like stuck on there now. That's right. I turned your Lorax into a fucking cylinder. Don't you ever mess with me. Intrigue that I will not follow up on because it's also expensive and time consuming. Gagged character. Alright, here we go. Just keep on stabbing deep. I can't tell if that like crunchy noise that I'm hearing is either the no, that's definitely the needle going into the foam. You poke the Lorax? You poke the Lorax into a cylinder? That's right. Try stopping the tsunami onslaught of capitalism now, you fuddy-duddy little bitch. Why is your wool crunchy? It's not the wool, it's the foam. Here, check this out. I'm gonna put it like right next to my mic. I don't know how well that came through. I don't know if my mic is equipped for ASMR purposes. Poor poises. Yeah. Jupiter Plush's power is immeasurable and intense, unless it needs to not be. Its status is like whatever is funniest at the time. I do wonder why they chose a mustache shape for this. It sounded like walking in particularly icy snow, yeah. You could do some Foley work with this thing. Yeah, we're getting this mustache pretty well in there. All right. A little bit more. Does this thing... You guys will not believe how solid this thing feels now. Like, I'm actually applying quite a bit of pressure on it now, and it's not losing shape at all. Like, this could pop a grape, and it's not budging. The world is certainly a magical place. All right, into the tube. Get in the cylinder. Get in the cylinder. Look at this fucking thing. It looks so misshapen now. Hang on, I'm gonna poke it a little bit more with the needle while it's in there, just so we can see if I can shape it, tuck it into shape properly. Oh yeah, that's actually working pretty well. All right, I need to be careful then. Come on, bud. It's like a surgical procedure. So I guess it does help to have the cylinder for certain in situ procedures. The only problem is that I can't reach the stuff down there. Also, I guess the wool itself can also be crunchy because I'm not doing it on the foam pad at all now, but I still feel like that kind of like... Hang on, let me see if this makes a sound. I'm going to put it up to the mic. Does that do anything? The OBS mic check is out of my peripheral vision when I do that. I didn't hear anything. Okay, so it's maybe more like a tactile thing. Interesting. Okay, then right here, we're gonna keep doing that. Perfect. Okay, now we just gotta shore up the other side. I wonder if I poked it enough, it would eventually just blend together into one color. I feel like just because of the way I've done it, that would be very difficult to accomplish, but it's possible. Ugh, my hands smell like metal now because I've just been manhandling this iron needle so much. Or maybe it's some kind of steel, who knows? I feel like nowadays it would actually be harder to make something out of pure iron than to make it out of pure steel. I had the perhaps weapon chip be a gauntlet capable of beams or perhaps a sunblast, but the Daybreak Duster is kind of too good to not fit entirely. Maybe I should like rework the Daybreak Duster because I've been looking at it again and I'm not feeling it as much. I did have an idea. I haven't finalized it just yet, but I did have an idea for like a more simple kind of like fist-loaded weapon that also looked like a detonator to be a transformation device. Let's see here. Me and you, because I keep wanting to redo Duke's sword. Transformation devices are also something very difficult. I ended up making tools look something like a little bit between like a gun and also like one of those like Viewmasters, right? I need to put these down on paper. Unfortunately, this isn't a moment where I'm just like fooling with you and I actually have it already prepared. I generally don't have like a finalized version of the transformation device. Consider just having the gauntlet to be able to transform to the duster. Yeah, the transformation, the Pabs install just lets you access an innumerable amount of fun facts and makes you at least a little bit decent at karate. I got off EC because I look like a writer knockoff. All right. Are we gonna be able to do the flower this time? Yeah, fuck it, we ball. Let's keep going for a little while. Yeah, that's true. Because like being part of like a more specific brand gives you like the ability to do stuff. The problem is that like Sentai have like a bunch of different devices, but I didn't like any of them because none of them are like what I want, which is some kind of like fist-loaded weapon. I'm gonna like let my fingers breathe for a little bit. It's getting stuffy in those leather sacks. Let me run a divination real quick while I rest that up. Cube, are you gonna end up betraying me one day? Oh fuck! Oh shit! I might have fucked up big time here. Oh shit! I better watch my fucking back. The sudden but inevitable betrayal by the cube. What the fuck? Dude, that's messed up that I'm gonna get fucking betrayed by my own damn cube. I should have never constructed you out of hot glue and printer paper, you little bastard. The fangs can be swapped out for softer material for safe filming. It hides the fact that it's not boots from maximum ankle. Hang on, I gotta go back and reread some of this stuff because right when I was asking about the cube if it would betray me, I missed some really good discussion. Not a lot of fist-mounted stuff, honestly. Yeah, that's a main issue. I like punching, and like everybody wants swords. I'm guessing that it's like like a safety thing, right? Because like children can hit other children with their fists, but like a sword is much less. You know, it's much less visceral, right? Things can be swapped out for softer material for safe filming. It hides the fact that it's not boots for maximum ankle movements. Hang on. Belts are decently optimal, no extra stuff to carry, and it's near impossible to accidentally lose. Big consideration for Roman's design. Ooh. Will the cube betrayal lead to the year of Pabs? Its sacrifice? Alright, Cube. Is your sacrifice going to lead to the year of Pabs? Is that what it's going to be? Maybe. Cool. Okay. So it's trying to play coy now. It's trying to fucking hide its intentions. It's walking it back a little bit, huh? You think you're sly? Oh, hey, everybody. Welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm Pabs, a racing VTuber and an artist. Yeah, how's your stream, V? Welcome in. We were just asking the cube if it was going to betray me, and it said true. And now we asked it if that was like the intention, like if that was part of the grand scheme. Stream was good? Hey, great to hear. Hang on. SO add virtual hero V Ranger. I don't know if this is gonna work because I don't have mix it up. Your name's come up a couple of times, boss. Yeah, we've been talking lore a lot. Hang on, / shout out. Add V Ranger. Come on. Sorry, my keyboard is like all the way over here. But yeah, I'm glad Guilty Gear went well. I've been fighting for my fucking life trying to needle felt this wool into this pot here. As you can see, I've tried to make like a mustache shape on it. Can't be me, I don't have lore. The V lore is that she's gay. Give a shout out to Pearl too if you can. Good point. That's true. Nice one, Canon. Shout out at Sepulchre Tide. Can I please? There we go. Not very helpful, but my mind immediately went to a fist that shoots, launches something, which may not be very much on brand at all. Firing. Firing O's metals at your noggin? Well, like some kind of Nerf dart gun. That would be really funny. Alright, I'm gonna bundle this up. We need to make this into a sphere. And the problem right now is that it's just fluff. So we gotta poke it until it behaves. Until it starts to play ball, so to speak. Literally. But yeah, as you can see, we've been lining up the cube divinations into maybe, true, and false. As you can see, we've gone through a couple of them. Unit it is ball until it is ball. Poke and tear until it is ball. Yeah, if anybody has like a fact they want checked or a question they want answered, I am doing divinations with the cube and rolling the dice. Yeah, what's up? What was the message? I was so busy trying to type stuff with my keyboard that's like way over here that I missed some stuff. Things that are true. Feliz Navidad, Year of the Pabs, and Cube Betrayal. Mm-hmm. Ugh, that's true. I can't fall into the good thing is that this is just like a toy that we make jokes with. It's not actually meant to be taken seriously as a divination tool. Like I specifically did it as a fact checking tool. I call it divination, but it's not really predicting the future. It's like the opposite of Origins and Ouija boards. I feel like this thing is going to turn into like a cult, but it was just supposed to be a bit initially. Is that how you pronounce Ouija board, by the way? I always thought it was Ouija. Hey, Paps, can you ask that thing if aliens exist? Sure thing. Cube. Is there life out there in the cosmos? True! Aliens real! Let's fucking go! Read that shit and weep, Area 51. We know what's in there, motherfuckers. This thing rules, actually, yeah. Never mind, Cube. I don't care if you're gonna betray me. You're all right in my book. Yeah, unfortunately, it has had a lot of indecisive moments. You can see that our maybe pile here is actually fucking lush with responses, as is the false pile. Yeah. In the meantime, I can highly recommend needle felting if you have like a lot of patience and love poking things, because it's really cool seeing it come together into like an actual thing after a while of poking. I don't see myself getting into it too seriously, but it's good as an alternative to like other distractions, right? Like I feel like it's refreshing to not have to look at a screen for when I make something. You love to stab? Practice by getting into needle felting. I feel like needle felting is not very good practice for stabbing, unfortunately. I feel like it's more like maybe if you're like a rhythm game player and you want to get faster at tapping, I feel like then it's probably a good thing. Or you want to practice finger waving. I guess if you get like an actual thing, right? I guess then you could like do stabby motions like this. that looks that looks a little violent. I'm not gonna do that. But no, I reckon it would probably just be like this, but with more grip. Like I have a pen grip that I use. Can I just like is that too wide? Yeah, that's too wide. Yeah, eventually it does come to take form, and that's when it fucking pops off. God, yeah. We almost asked the cube if free will exists, but then I realized that kind of like irony inherent to leaving that to chance. So we kind of walked that back. Boy, that was a moment. Let's see. We also did ask it one time. Also did ask it if I have like mech insurance, and it turns out I don't. I am completely uninsured for my mech, which was a problem. Even if the cube says yes, it means free will was a lie because you had to resign to a higher power to answer the question. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I just wasn't. I couldn't verbalize it, but yeah, that was my exact issue with it. Like it would have been meaningless to ask the cube if free will exists. There are some questions that you should not ask the cube under any circumstances. I asked it if I should be afraid of the dark, and it said fucking maybe. What's that supposed to mean? Oh god, my neck is uninsured. Oh shit. Wait, I don't have a neck. Phew, dodged that lawsuit. It's just like bag then body, and that's just it. I don't got neck. I don't got eyes. I don't got ears. No nose either. I got a mouth though, and I use that to the fullest extent of its power. You don't have a neck yet. Back and Body Works. Me when I work at the mortuary. You're saying the hoodie is crucial to properly balance the head. It does act as a sort of harness, yes. That's true. Less parts than not be insured. I don't know. Does medical insurance insure each of your body parts separately? Back, body, and beyond. Mortuary and funeral home or cremation center. Wait, no. Beyond in this case could refer to the afterlife. That's actually a great one. I think they do the One Piece. Right. The one thing. The teeth. The teeth, right. I forgot that teeth are like a thing. No, I fucking didn't. That's a lot. Why did I say that? Good reasons to have a small mech. It's a lot of square meters of parts to replace all the time. That's true. You know, you see the Gundam getting fucked up, but they only the fucking the ball. This thing fucking developed legs and tried to run away. It is looking not really like a ball. I'm not gonna lie, this thing does not look like a ball right now. I feel like I feel so nervous whenever I have like my actual fingers there. Can't mess up your neck if you don't have one. The optimal life form. That's true. I'm gonna save a ton on like getting a nice pillow. I'm never gonna have a spinal problem. Yeah, the only spine I got is in the proverbial sense. Oh yeah, we don't. We did discuss my lack of bones earlier. It's not looking good. I don't think I have any bones or blood. At least not unless I get some myself, right? Not unless I get somebody else's. It feels weird that like for something that is so plentiful in our bodies, we have such a difficult time accessing blood. Right? Like it's a little bit weird that like this is like the number one thing that we have the most of in our body, but yet somehow we can't access it easily. I feel like that's bullshit. The Pap's quest to get blood. I'm just walking around with a bucket and a scalpel, being like, "Hey man, you want to talk? You want to make a deal real quick? You want to make a deal with this bag of rice?" Do not do. Cube, does Pav smell like a butterfly since there's no schnoz? Cube, if you answer true for this one, I am disowning you. Jupiter means through my feet, effectively. Oh god, that would be a really good lore reason for why I have chanclas, though. Away! False! Let's go! Praise the heavens! I don't need to go butterfly mode. I have narrowly dodged the foot smeller allegations. All right, let me write that down. But my chanclas, sad, time to pack those puppies away. Not my dogs! Come on! Please. I hate wearing socks. This is all I have. Damn, it's true though. They don't let you walk around outside unless walk around outside with flip flops unless you got like a special nose foot smelling permit. The liberals have ruined this country. I tell you what, crunching through the winter slush in those open toes. You know it. That's why I hate the cold weather so much. It's not because I'm like particularly weak to it. It's mostly because I have to, I am contractually obligated through the copyright and branding contracts that I have with the Sun that I do have to wear my chanclas at all times. I cannot wear any other footwear at any other time. Chanclas only, open-toed only. I'm like reverse OSHA. My dogs be barking 24/7. God. I really hope that when I edit this VOD, I will even half of this will be coherent, because I feel like sometimes we dive off the deep end a little bit. V Ranger episode where Pabs gets in trouble with OSHA. Yeah, I'm banned from the mech hanger because I refuse to wear closed-toed shoes. And also because of that one time I tried to do hibachi using the blowtorch, but I'm sure that's a completely unrelated incident. I cannot bear to imagine. Fuck Ocean, me and the boys explode. They lock you out of your own mech. Damn. I thought this only happened to Tesla owners and people who lose their keys. Yeah. No OSHA. We build our mechs like fucking. we build these mechs like we're in Lethal Company. Joke comic where you go RYZACUBE frequently and the sun asks why. You have to dodge that it's because it's winter and your toes are cold. It's sad. V and friends just explode the OSHA reps. It's like that one image where it's like, destroying Toei Studios would be even faster. If you don't have tetanus, what's the point? That's what I've been saying, dude. I've been telling people, you don't really start living until you get tetanus at least once or twice. It's like getting the chicken pox as a kid. Right? It's like a sign that you've lived the real experience. Dude, this ball is actually starting to take shape unfucking believably. What, do you doubt me? Let's take it up with the cube then. Cube, is it true that you don't really start living until your first contraction of tetanus? True! The cube is with me on this one. Unfortunately, I do need to get more sticky notes. I will be right back. Everybody plug your ears for 30 seconds. I am going to run an advertisement while I go get those. All right, that should be... That goes true. Unbelievably. Damn, guess we all gotta get tetanus now. They say your life doesn't really start until you get into your 30s, but I've always said starting now that it doesn't really start until you get tetanus. Gotta tap in, brother. You gotta tap in. Do not actually get tetanus. I'm gonna run a quick disclaimer. The advice of the cube should not be trusted in terms of medical, legal, or fiscal advice. If you or a loved one has contracted tetanus per the cube's advice, we are not liable or responsible for any ensuing medical fees, damages, or deaths. Don't actually get tetanus. Don't do that. I mean, the cube didn't say to not go to the hospital, That's true. Yeah. I don't know. There's something that really brings you peace about having your vaccines all up to date, I think. I think it's the fact that you don't get diseases as much. Yeah, I've been a little bit sore because I haven't been able to get the booster shots yet that are available. For some reason, my province only lets you book them online, or at least that's the best way that I found to do it. Where's the gourd? Crispy, I'm sorry, but I wasn't able to get a gourd. Yeah, I was talking with Crispy there that we were joking about making a wax gourd to drink out of, but the problem is one, it's actually rather difficult to get your hands on a dried gourd unless you make it yourself, which has its own issues and hurdles. Getting the beeswax would be easy enough, but it's the gourd itself and like everything else after that that's a little bit more difficult. The gourd making process is actually not too complicated. You get the drying the gourd seems to be the biggest challenge of it. After that, you have to clean it out. Are you making a mossball? I am making some manner of succulent. I'm making this top one here that's supposed to have a tiny little flower. Right now, I'm just poking it until it becomes ball shaped, and then I can start making movements toward the little lines on there. The cactus. Love this plant, the cactus. And its cousin, the suck. I had a succulent I actually had a cactus not too long ago. Unfortunately, I didn't give it the proper kind of care it needed and transferred to a bigger pot until it was too late, and after that it just kind of started fermenting. I eventually did have to throw it out, unfortunately. Is this thing even gonna... Like, how... This is supposed to be way smaller relative to this. This looks more like a bush. Free cactus juice. I'm not gonna drink the juice of a dead, rotting cactus. I'm sorry. Cube be damned. I'm not drinking that thing. You want me to slurp it? Drink it like the Capri Sun? No, not me. Not today. Make this thing even tinier, even more compressed. Get denser. Cactus wine? I wonder what distinguishes wines from other spirits. I know that there's grape wine, right? But there's also stuff like tea wine, mushroom wine, that at least I've heard of. Maybe it's something with the way that it's brewed. Like maybe it's supposed to be brewed in a barrel or something. But I feel like a lot of the other drinks are also brewed in a barrel, and they're not called wines. I wonder what's like the wine distinction mark. Like at what point are you now making a wine rather than some generic liqueur? Or I think that there are two. One is like liquor and spirits, right? Something like that. I know that there's like that phrase, right? Liquor before beer, you're in the clear. Beer before liquor, you're gonna get sicker. That's the one. But again, that doesn't really distinguish the different origins of the alcoholic beverages. I should learn more about this. Oh, actually, I can't actually answer this. Enlighten me, please. I want to know. I want to know. Wine is fruit. Oh, neat. Okay, that clears up a lot actually. I don't know winemaking, but Marx knows people that make sweet white cherry wine. That sounds awesome. That genuinely sounds delicious. Ooh, I want to try that now. I'm not a huge alcohol guy in general. I've mentioned it before. I've joked about it before. I'm something of a straight edge actually, but like if it's like a nice fruity drink, I am interested. I'm perking up my non-existent ears. It sounds like an interesting experience all the same. This is starting to look smaller, but less like a ball also. which is problematic because we need it to be both of those things rather than just one. Liquor is made by distilling an already fermented beverage. Ah, so if I made wine, if I made an alcohol from the dead cactus, that would actually be cactus liquor, not cactus wine. Interesting. You can distill wine into liquor. Ah, that's so cool. Thank you. And I feel like I've learned something really good today. Damn, everybody's so smart. Still, I didn't know that Mark's knew like winemakers. That's really interesting. I feel like we all need to have a friend, either a friend or a friend of a friend who like manufactures alcohol. I feel like that's one of those like deeply human things, just making alcohol. Right? Like I feel like that's one of the human instincts is to ferment things. Or pickle stuff. I do a little bit of brining for some of the stuff that I cook. I brine my chicken, for example. I do pickle my chicken a little bit before I cook it. People do be loving fermenting stuff. Need Marks to tell you the story. Drunken style rice wine. That was straight up one of the things that I posted for the Street Fighter promos. I remember. That's my secret fighting mode. That's right. I'm like Rock Lee. Hang on, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, this is for the Street Fighter thumbnails. Man, I'm really glad that I ended up doing a bunch of different thumbnails for that one. Liqueur is different from liquor. It's liquor with added spices and flavorings. Interesting. I did always wonder if that was just like a stylistic thing or if it actually had a significance. I didn't know that. Thank you. Those SF6 thumbnails were really good. I'm really glad that I got into the habit of making more fun thumbnails instead of just using the same one each time. Because back when I was doing Like a Dragon Ishin, right? I was using the same one each time, and I'm like, you know what? This is starting to get a little bit boring. Briefly Googling it, cactus liquor appears to exist, but it tastes like shit, so nobody sells it. Damn. That makes sense though. I feel like if cactus liquor were a famous thing, people would already try to like it would be a known thing, right? Like I feel like cactus like there's no way we would not have the tequila Gundam. We would have the cactus liquor Gundam. I feel. I still can't believe that tequila Gundam is a thing. G Gundam is just on some very silly shit, and it takes itself so seriously, and that's the beauty of it. They dead serious have a fucking windmill. It's such a large playground to work with, but at the same time, it's a very specific thing to try and fit within your VTuber conventions. What is autumnal Pab's form? That's just me with a scarf. You know, it's starting to get a little chilly. I need to warm up my face. No neck. No neck. Steamed rice. Oh, let me tell you about some of the most interesting rice dishes I've ever had. Well, actually, the most interesting rice dish I've ever had. Once upon a time, I visited this mountain that grew bamboo, like as like an actual thing. Like there's like bamboo groves, but this one was like a big bamboo manufacturer. And one of the things they had for sale to eat at that mountain was this rice that they essentially stuff rice and water and a few bamboo shoots into a thing of bamboo. And then they throw that sucker on top of fire so that it cooks in the bamboo. And it tasted so good. It was such a unique and different way of cooking rice that I'd never seen before. Although I don't remember if they threw it directly on a fire like a hot potato or like a sweet potato, or if it was just like over a fire. But I remember very distinctly like having to open. I don't even remember. I feel like they did cook it in the bamboo, but I remember just like being able to eat it out of like a bamboo tray, and it was so good. I miss being able to hike up mountains. There's mountains here, but it's very difficult to find a way to hike to them. I need to find some method of motor transportation to get to places where I can walk around for like 3 hours and then come back. This could fix me, I believe. Although it will be very difficult to improve on perfection. Uber to the mountains, that feels perverse somehow. Taking an Uber ride to hike up a mountain feels wrong somehow. I feel like that's like a net negative overall. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like Uber is very evil and Mountain is very good. It goes against nature. Yeah, I think that's probably it. I remember it's like that one fucking Adventure Time, not Adventure Time, Gravity Falls bit. 3 day hike. 3 day. God, if I got lost in the forest, I think I might. I don't know. Everybody has different like objectives if they get lost in the forest, right? Like some people say stay put, but that only works if you're traveling with a group. I feel like if you get lost and then you are just like on your own, I wonder what the best thing to do. I feel like it makes the treat that much tastier. Huh. Oh, I don't deny that. I remember when this ball is getting really firm too. Like, check that out. This used to be wool. Well, I guess it still is wool, isn't it? Let me tell you, nothing beats going for a swim and then eat and then getting like a big meal to stuff yourself with afterwards. Swimming is like a full body exercise, so I feel like it tires you out more than others. So then when you get those calories back, it just feels much tastier. Cube, is it still wool if it's felted? False. Oh, we are doing a little bit of transmutation today. Let's go. All right, so it is no longer wool. That's true. This is now a flower pot. Renee Magritte was full of shit. This is now an actual flower pot. Do not bring the rice piece along, lest they look tempting. I feel like if I try to eat the rice piece will just devour me back. Like I feel like if I tried to eat the rice piece, it was like, oh, I didn't know that was on the table, and it would instantly eat me in one gulp. I'd be stuffed in its belly like Tom and Jerry with the cheese. I know he ate a rice. I mean, if I've got rice beast with me, though, I'm not worried about my chances for survival. That I feel like rice beast is a fighter. It can provide for us. Forgot the cube's betrayal. The rice beast would turn on you in a heartbeat if they thought they could get away with it. That's right. That's why I always made sure that the sun never let them develop opposable thumbs, lest the furry little bastards revolt. They would have served me as the main presence on the channel. I mean, look at them. They've got the numbers on me for sure. Feet on purpose, that's right. No arms, ever. My rice beast, you're looking awfully person shaped today. You do something with your hair? Maybe a new trim at the nail salon? Hmm. It's once we get to like this stage that it's very difficult to see the kind of progress. But this definitely got smaller, right? Like it used to be bigger than my palm. or around as big as my palm. This somehow sounds like a Looney Tunes show bit. Yeah, I'm just in there with like the fucking Tom Jones voice, yelling, "Help! Help!" And then like I'm just yelling, and I come out of Rice's mouth for like a split second, and then it just swallows me back in, and it's like, don't worry about that, ignore that. Help me! Hey, what's up? It's your boy. I'm trying out this new milkshake, and I help me. If I ever try to reference that outside of like V's community, I feel like I will need to like provide like a contextual note in advance. Specifically, the sitcom if it was doing a classic bit. That's right. Hmm. Man, once I get this thing into a perfect sphere, it's gonna be over for you. You being the flower pot. And also perhaps the cube. I don't know. I feel like my relationship with the rice bees is much less antagonistic than the one I have with the sun. Once I spherify this wool, it's all over for you. Hmm. But yeah, I have seen like some of the other tools that they use for needle felting. They have like these ones that are like an entire array of needles, just like poking them at the same time. I feel like that would definitely be very efficient, rather than the one needle kind of grind set that I'm on right now. I just need to go faster to make up for it. You know, the rice beasts are definitely not antagonistic. Like they're definitely chill most of the time, but I feel like they are. I mentioned earlier that I feel like they're like A-listers in terms of the food chain. I feel like you should not trifle with them lightly. They're like the killer rabbits of Chernobog, except cat themed. Or Cherbanog. I haven't seen the Monty Python movie in a while. The Holy Grail movie in a while. I feel like I should refresh that, but then I'm afraid I'd start making references to it again. And I understand that that's like a federal crime now. If you get caught quoting Monty Python in 2024, they put you in the stocks. People can pelt tomatoes at you and shit. Let's see. This kind of reminds me of a macaron for some reason. Right? Like I feel like the general kind of like roundish, half cylindrical shape of it. The way Raph put my ass in Python reference the other day. Right, I forgot about that. Fuck, that was funny. It's kind of got a flat side, doesn't it? Yeah. It's a little bit like a mothball, except green. Hmm. Guess that means I need to do this side. Planets have no native predators. Timeline where instead of dodos dying out, we domesticated them and put them in silly costumes. Oh, I wish I was there. I wish I was in that timeline, dude. I kind of want to try eating dodo at some point, even though that's literally impossible for the time being. I know we made mammoth meat. Like I remember I read the story that we did essentially end up making like a volleyball-sized thing of mammoth meat, but nobody was allowed to eat it because we don't know if we were allergic to mammoth, or like if they were specifically allergic to mammoth. Because then what do you fucking do? Yeah, we're gonna need to wait to sensitize dodo meat. Catch me, catch me looking like that dude with the mosquito staff in the Jurassic Park movies. Except it's like a dodo feather in my quill. Okay, they look like that because they want to, but you could run a study on treating them like iPad babies. Yo, the cloth mother. Yeah, the cloth mother wire mother experiment on the planets would go insane. I feel like. I feel like you could treat you could almost treat them like, huh. Remember one time I read a joke where like somebody was like, I always choose the wire mother because I believe adversity breeds strength. Then Dungeon Meshy White Boy would try to break into Jurassic Park to eat the dinosaurs. I would also try to break into Jurassic Park to eat the dinosaurs. He ain't special. You think Laios is the only one who wants to try a bite of that T-Rex? Come on. Come on. I always choose the wire mother because I am a feminist. Aren't they both? They're already cloning the beast. Might as well sell some steaks in the park. That's true. Yes, they're noble creatures from an era before mankind walked on the earth, but have you considered that they're delicious and taste like chicken? Locking a planet and a rice piece in a room with nothing but reruns of Frasier? I feel like the rice piece would become like a fucking like a real estate investor, while the planet would just remain unaffected. The Tyranno Burger. Doing the Dragon Knight YouTube poop bit, but with a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Actually, you look like a burger. I want to imagine dinosaur meat is chicken, but way juicier, gamier. Definitely a little bit tougher, right? A little bit more. Got some ligaments in there or something. A little bit more silver skin that we're used to. I feel like it would be. Imagine biting into like a fist-sized or like a frisbee-sized thing of chicken thigh. Planet dead silent, but looking suspiciously like Kelsey Grammer. God. Yeah, they both just come out doing impressions of the different characters in the show. Like the rice piece has just aligned its mochi to look like like one of the main characters. Look at that thing. It's like solid now. Can we bounce this? Yeah, check that out. It's got some bounciness to it. You can play Tiddlywinks with this thing. Or what's that? The thing where there's like a little caltrop that you have to grab while you bounce a ball. I forgot the name of that. I thought it was Tiddlywinks, but I think Tiddlywinks is like the one with the little colorful dots. Compress, damn you, compress! Me when I'm trying to upload a large PDF into a small upload container. They do a Frasier and Niles bit. Yeah, they do spot on character impressions and then they immediately go back to being normal the next day. They never bring it up or do it again. Alright, I've started to squish it again. I think that's progress, possibly. Man, I hope all this blind poking doesn't land me in hot water. It's also tough on the fingers because you have to like compress it like that. You have to maintain the pressure on it. I feel like I need a vice. Or some kind of clamp. Huh, actually. Yes. Modern problems require modern solutions. There's definitely no way this is going to have any consequences. Trust. Suddenly need to know about what research we've done on fat distribution in dinosaurs. Huh. That's true. Like if a bleh. If a Tyrannosaurus Rex was a little thick around the midsection, like how would that translate? How? I mean, I guess we could look at birds, right? Like normal birds and how their fat distribution work to get an idea. Like, is there such a thing as like like you know how you can see like if you go to a park you will see like some really fat pigeons. I wonder if that was like some dinosaurs back in the day. Is that like small enough for this? It's still a little big. Are they like skinny turkeys? Thickums flusters. That's right. Hmm. You know, I've never thought about a skinny turkey, so I can't really speak to that. The thought of a skinny turkey just kind of makes me sad and pity this hypothetical beast. All right, we'll use the clamp a little bit more because it seemed to work pretty well. This is kind of fun though. We need our best minds working on this. I agree. This is the problem of our generation. You know, people are like, but Pabs, how will figuring out how dinosaur fat distribution work help out with the climate crisis, or a shortage of food in the world, or perhaps a shortage of housing? And to those naysayers, I'm gonna look at them in the eye and I'm gonna say it won't, but it will satisfy my personal curiosity. And isn't that what's really important? A skinny turkey is probably dreadfully dry. You know what? I was in a park in London a while ago, and they had some really fancy ducks, and because of their markings and how they moved and the sounds they made, they reminded me so much of raptors. God. Yeah, I feel people talk about like cassowaries and stuff, right? Like when people talk about like seeing dinosaur ancestry in modern birds, they talk about like cassowaries and those like really big fuckers, right? Ducks, I feel like are an underrated representative of like what it would look like if a pack of pre-avian lizards wanted to go out on the town. When I thought of a skinny poultry, I thought of duck. Could be ducky. I tell you, if I ever get the chance to eat duck again, I am going to take that opportunity. I have not been able to find any duck suppliers. Wait, no, didn't I? I feel like I saw. I feel like I saw. No, wait, no, I didn't see any duck. I feel like. Why haven't I seen any duck? That feels weird. I do know that it's not particularly common meat. No damn meat on there. It feels like sometimes. Still got on the rotisserie. Orange duck. If you've ever had orange duck, they have free ducks at the park. No, those things know how to fight back. I'm not gonna fuck with them. I tried to approach one of the. I did try that. I tried to approach a duck the other day to ring its snack stealthily, but it looked me in the eye and it started pulling out a knife, and I thought better not try it. That's true. It is the holidays. I might be able to get lucky. That reminds me of that one post about a dude who was like gardening until he found a caterpillar which had like some markings which looked like an angry face. I was like, no, I'm not messing with that guy. He looks like he knows how to fight. And somebody goes like, this guy is dumber than a bird. Are you dumber than a bird? Oh lordy. We might get ducky. We're up all night to get for some fun. We're up all night to get ducky. Sound of the summer or of the winter, I guess. Northern Hemisphere winter. It's still a little big compared to what's on the diagram here. You can take a look. It's supposed to be kind of like it's supposed to be smaller than the rim of it. Christ alive. Wait, no, if we look at the hang on, if we look at the actual thing, I think this is the one that we're building right now, right? It's a little bit over the lip. Not too much, but a little bit. And it does need to be flattened. IRL meet up chasing ducks at the pond trying to catch one, chased off by angry geese. Yeah. I don't know what ducks and geese have like in terms of sharing an environment. I don't know if they're competitor. Well, no, they would be competitors, right? I don't feel like they would get along. But somehow, despite that, I do feel like geese would act as like, have you ever seen those? I have been this kid. Have you ever seen those kids who are like beat up and then they go get their older brothers to chase out the bullies? I feel like that's what the relationship ducks and geese should have. A duck should be able to call upon a geese like a stand. Upon a goose, I mean. Hmm. Has anybody tried eating geese? I mean, it would be a difficult task given their, shall we say, cantankerous nature. To me, a goose is like the henshin hero version of a duck. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the duck has like a Sailor Moon style transformation and it turns into a goose. That's what the story of the ugly duckling was about, I think. The ugly duckling can also be tokusatsu. I think of old books where they have like Christmas geese. Ah, that's true. Actually, now that you mention it, I remember reading a short story when I was in elementary school about this kid whose father raised like geese and ducks and other fowlry. The ugly duckling henshin hero. That's actually kind of cooking though. Like the idea that you're just not accepted as you are because you stand out. That also kind of ties with like the themes of like losing your humanity as a cyborg in Kamen Rider, and or at least in the original one. I'm hearing that goose meat is richer and fattier. Goose is on the menu. That's true. I forgot that there was like this one thing in French cuisine, right? Pate or something like that. Little gamey though. We can handle that. We can handle a little bit of gamey meat. A little bit of gamey meat, nothing to be worried about. I should stop trying to stab the metal. I feel like that's going to break the needle. We're gamers, it's fine. Now picturing a frozen huntsman being like, "So this is the gaming you were speaking of? Where are the guns? Why are we not outside? Oh God, is that Fortnite?" The idea that the time displaced huntsman has no idea what the fuck video game consoles but instinctually recognizes Fortnite. Hmm. Everyone knows Fortnite. That's true. Where's the? Here we go. No, that's still definitely way too big. All right, we keep going. We just have to kind of keep compressing this sucker. Keep on keeping on. Everybody knows about Fortnite, dipshit. It came free with your connection to the larger unconscious of humanity. Cube will perhaps appear in the hit video game Fortnite. Cube? Will I ever appear in Am I gonna appear in Fortnite at some point? False. Damn! Fortnite was invented by Marcus Junius Brutus in 44 BCE when he started a battle royale on Kaiser's ass. Yeah. Back then, it was unfortunately just like 40 people against one. It was a PVE. It was like a player versus. It was like one of those Dead by Daylight style things. First, they didn't get the battle royale formula down right away, but it did work out pretty well. Sad you're going to Apex Legends. I would rather shoot myself. If they try to get me into Apex Legends, I'm going to go out with honor. Or, thinking about it more thoroughly, I'm going to get EA to go out with honor. I should not have to die for this insult. Man, I tell ya. It's tough getting into Fortnite. Rumbleverse 2 collab, we can believe. Please, please, Rumbleverse 2. I need it. I want to be there. Please. It's all I ever wanted. I don't want to shoot guns. I don't want to climb well, no, I do want to climb walls. I just want to hit people with my fists. I tell you, us martial artists got no respect. We are severely underrepresented. I don't know why it is that I feel like I'm the only person sometimes that feels like beating the shit out of stuff with your fists is cool. Like every single time you get to like melee weapons, it's either like a sword or a fucking hammer or something. And those are cool, don't get me wrong. I have huge respect for the sword and also the hammer. But like I just want to hit things with my hands. I feel like that's not a difficult or complicated request. Here we go. Alright, it's a little smaller now. Still not small enough, though. Manifesting new Hajime no Ippo stuff. Oh my god, yes, please. Particularly in the realm of like battle royales and stuff like that. I feel like we don't get a whole lot of stuff that's like melee. Where's the needle? Oh, there it is. Posture check, thank you. Oh, I should also drink some water, you're right. We do have punch out likes. That's true. I've seen a couple of those rolling around. Still. Where's the needle? The camera pans to a stack. Josh? Where's the needle? God, that's a really funny bit, actually. Looking at a haystack like, my ass better not have to find a needle in there. Missed the answer on this. What the cube say? Will Pabs appear in Fortnite? False. I will not be making a guest appearance on hit battle royale game Fortnite or its spin-off Fortnite Lego and Fortnite Racing. No Fortnite for me. That's just as well, though. I think if I met Peter Griffin in real, I would have to kill him from honor. You already have the voice clip to animate it with? God. God, Lego Pabs. I feel like I would have to be some kind of like fucked up specialty made minifig because making me the same height as everyone else feels odd. Please, can you compress? Can you please fucking compress? Dropping all your weapons upon coming across a buff Peter sporting a pickle Rick upon its back and just entering a bloody barbarian rage and tearing out his throat. Like, I feel like seeing that sort of thing is like my sleeper agent activation phrase. Where's that one post that said something like, my one flaw is that I think if I'm angry enough, I can beat anybody in a fight. Like when Gumball's VA saw James Charles in that one Minecraft game. Yes, precisely like that. I do also have a personal grudge against Peter Griffin because I remember when Rumbleverse was shutting down, like fucking 50% of the people in the game were dressed like Peter Griffin, and one of them specifically went out of their way to hunt me down. I did end up murdering him, but at what cost? Do I even still have the VOD from that time? I don't think I do. Wait, no, yes I do. It's on YouTube. I can just download it from there. Let's go. Yeah. I've been trying to make a habit of getting more clips from the different streams that I've been doing so I can eventually make something like a channel trailer. But the fact of the matter is, some of my best bits are locked behind the VODs that have already gone out of the clip. What do you call the clip expiration date? It's no longer in my Twitch. I mean, so I'd have to go back to YouTube and download the mods individually and then sort it out from there, I think. Like tears in the rain. I guess that just means I'll have to get my shit together and be funnier in the present. Damn. Rest in peace, Rumble versus Knockout City, for real. We've lost some real good ones out there. Lord, why do only the nice live service games die young? Speaking of live service games, right? That game that got a trailer at the Game Awards, the finals or finalists or the finals, whatever the hell its name was, the one that uses AI voice acting. Is anybody actually hopping on that? Like, is that like at all having a good player count? Like, has anybody checked the Steam statistics on that? If there's no record, there's nothing stopping you from doing the bit again. True. People are hopping. Damn it! I need that thing to flop harder than a fish on the Grand Canyon. I need that thing to flop harder than a whale against the hull of Ahab's ship. I need that thing to flop harder than... All I've had are fish so far. I need something else. I need that thing to flop harder than the albatross's wings. That's flap. I'm thinking of the word flap. I need it to flap harder than the albatross's wings. Wait, no, I guess... Do albatrosses need to flap their wings very hard? Their whole thing is having a huge wingspan, so I reckon that it takes more energy. But if it's about flopping, or flapping rather, I suppose a hummingbird would be a more apt analogy. We know those things flap like a motherfucker. Why aren't you getting smaller? Why? Do I need to compress you within my vice-like grip? Is that what's needed? Is this what you wanted? It's too small to properly grip it, so I can't even crush it like that. I feel sad. The problem is that I don't know how to compress it any smaller. Looks like you're bullying Amari Mo. That goes against my principles, unfortunately. I guess I can't crush this thing in my... I hesitate to call it a gorilla grip. I don't have the gorilla style grip. I don't have a 50-kilogram grip like a certain angel that could be mentioned. What is my grip strength? I don't think I've ever actually tested that. It's probably a little bit... It's probably around the average grip strength for men, I reckon. The rice grip, if you will. Oh, actually, come to think of it, I do know there is a martial arts training style where you do essentially... It's not a good idea to do this without really moisturizing the hell out of your hands. But there are training methods using buckets of rice. So the idea is that you would like dunk your hands into a bucket of rice and just like grind it and grasp it and like essentially just like work out your wrists and forearms using the rice in the bucket. Like I said, the major downside is that it kind of destroys the moisture in your skin because it's wicked away by the rice. But it is actually an effective training method. Not to mention, it just adds some variety. You just need a home bucket depot and a huge bag of rice. Hell, you're gonna eat the rice afterwards. Nobody's stopping you. I feel like I was getting the best results from doing it this way. I need to go in. I need to start getting more serious with this. Hand sweat rice. No need for salt. It comes pre-seasoned. Oh damn, I almost stabbed my hand there. Yeah. Forget about shit like gamer girl bathwater. We need like the hand sweat rice to hit the shelves. Product needs to drop real soon. The people are clamoring for it. Please, please, please get smaller. Please, it's been such a long time already. I feel like it's just not getting smaller. I feel like I'm just pounding sand. What's the rest of the needles? Maybe I need to multi-wield to gain any proper benefits from this. Nobody said that this would take a short amount of time, but damn, it's actually taking quite a while. I was like, I wonder how many of these we'll be able to get finished. We haven't finished even one. Fucking... I am not beating the allegations of losing to wool. No, they need to be together like this. There we go. Yeah, this does feel a little bit more effective. Although not by much. Maybe if I were to tape them or bind them together somehow. Perhaps using one of these strips. Alright, let's try it like this. I love that half of this stream is just me trying to appease the cube. Half of it is me trying to needle felt, and half of me is just coming up with random uses for the stuff that's already on my desk. Now this is crafting without limits. Yeah, no, it's not giving me enough grip. Damn. I mean, how big is it right now anyway? Like, I feel like we've... Do we just go for it? Do we just start mixing these two together? I feel like we can go for it. We'll do it live. Gotta get real deep in there to properly mix the fibers. Oh, there we go. That was easy. Although it's a little lopsided, eh? Maybe if I can just kind of aim it over this way. Yeah, that'll do. Alright, we have a little bit more wool here to make a flower out of. For that, we just kind of like mix the wool together so it can form something. Is this Surf Rock Pokemon? That's right. It's an album by Louis Zong, where he remixed a few different Pokemon. I need the finger protection! Where he remixed a few of the different Pokemon songs, including, I think, Lavender Town, into Surf Rock. It's called, like, Surfing GBA or something. It's a very fun album. I liked it a lot. I'm honestly a big fan of surf rock. I like the genre. Like, there's something very chill about it. I remember I listened to it, weirdly enough, the first time I encountered the genre itself was when I was watching this movie called Six String Samurai, which is a post-apocalyptic movie about a lot of different things, but it featured in the opening sequence, it featured a 1950s style quartet band called the Red Elvises, who were communism themed Elvis impersonators who sang a song called Boogie on the Beach. It is a very odd movie, but I enjoyed watching it at the time. I am 0% bullshitting you on all of this, by the way. Like this is like an actual thing. You can look up Red Elvis's Boogie on the Beach. Also, the Red Elvises do try to assassinate the Katana Man, the titular six-string samurai, who is like a Billy. I forget his name. Billy Joel, Billy Idol. He looks like a lot like a famous rock singer. Definitely not Eric Clapton. I think like he's named Bill something. I had a classmate in high school who was super into like guitarists and like music. This needs to be way smaller to fit on top of the lump. I hesitate to call it a cactus. There we go. Google says the Red Elvises are a real band that just appeared as themselves in Six String Samurai. That is, I had never known that. That is sick as hell. I'm a big fan of that. Not gonna lie, that is pretty based. Dude, imagine if you somehow, how did that even like come together though? Like, do you, like your guy was like the fucking movie producer was like, all right, we need some kind of weird, we need some weird dudes who are vaguely communist themed to show up as like guest stars in our post-apocalyptic movie. Do you know a guy? And like one of the dudes on production side is like, actually, yes, I do. God, that is so cool though. I love that. The Red Elvis is a real. That is kind of crazy though. Like again, I just went over this, but like how did that come to happen? Like that is some insane degree of synchronicity. You love to see it. You truly do. No, what's this? Oh, finger protection. Do you ever have like moments where you're cutting something and you have to remind yourself they're an American band, but every member is Russian American and they're apparently really popular in Russia? Everything about these guys is incredible. That is amazing. I am like genuinely in awe. I love learning things. All right. How much more do I have to keep poking this thing? Probably a lot. Okay, here we go. This is a strat. Now we poke inwards. Hmm. That's a fun idea though. Like it's always super interesting seeing like how people with like different heritages come together. And these guys just decided, yeah, fuck it, we're gonna be the tanky themed surf rock band. God, I love creativity. I love art. I love music. Hmm. It's been a while since we've done a divination. Let me think if I can. Let me think one up. Hmm. All right, Cube. Am I gonna be able to finish this on this cactus on stream? true. All right, that's a promise. Well, the cube said it's true, so I must commit. Better pick up the pace then. I always wondered how needle felting worked when I had no idea how. Like before I tried to look into it, I always wondered how needle felting worked because it never seemed to make sense that you could just poke something into existence. Wool is such an interesting material because it is just fibers. It's just very small fibers that are very easy to manipulate. And that's the core of why this works. Like we're essentially micro crocheting all these fibers together, and that's just making something, and that's sick as hell. Making something in theory, if you have the patience and time. Okay, let's multi-wield. Secret forbidden technique. Yeah. Secret forbidden techniques are something that are very popular in anime and entertainment. But usually there's like a proper but usually they come at like a cost of like your lifespan or something. In many cases, secret forbidden techniques in real life are the result of either it being a bad idea just because it lowers efficiency in some different way, or a bad idea because it's just not worth the risk of it. Right? Like I feel like like what's the worst place you could deploy a secret technique? I feel like if you stall a plane to save on like jet fuel, I feel like that's a bad place to use a secret forbidden technique. Like I don't think every profession needs a secret forbidden technique. No, the technique doesn't even need to be secret or forbidden. Like who's gonna enforce it? Generally speaking. Like I said, in most cases it's because the character in question suffers some kind of penalty to their lifespan. But other than that, I think the only thing holding them back is like just the honor system. Secret forbidden techniques are mostly forbidden for their external consequences, I think. Yeah. Yeah, like that's the thing. But like, is there any secret forbidden technique that just came about because like if you use it one time, somebody is just gonna kick your ass for it? Like I think that's what OSHA is about. Secret technique: not installing railings in the factory floor. Uh-oh. All right, we have managed to make a donut-ish shape out of the fiber. Let's keep going a little bit more. All right, now we just need to make it really deep in like I'm gonna say 5 different parts, equally distant. Hmm. It, there's also secret forbidden techniques that are forbidden just because they're a dick move to your opponent. You know, like theoretically, nothing is stopping you from doing a nut shot during boxing, but it's just kind of dishonorable and rude to the guy you're fighting. Oh, that's an idea. I might just like do it on top first and then bring it outward. I feel like that'll be a better idea than what I was gonna do originally. Hmm. Maybe I just need to be more methodical and less fast. They do say that fast is slow sometimes, right? That's a saying used to like practice stuff. If you do it slowly, then you'll be able to do it faster, better. Or rather, because you're better at it, you'll be able to do it more quickly without any issues. It's something that I don't really take to heart often enough, I think. But it's a good sentiment to bear in mind either way. I feel like that doesn't really apply to some creative pursuits, though. I feel like if you're writing slowly, every piece of writing advice is like, finish the first draft, go, go, go. Like, you can edit it later. So I feel like in a lot of cases, I feel like writing is more like running from a demon than an actual creative pursuit. It's more like trying to outpace a bear and outsmart it than to like come up with something. From the way a lot of people, I follow a person who is like in a lot of writing stuff, and they often seem to mention stuff like literally 90% of writer humor is just like, get the first draft done, get the first draft done, please just get the first draft done. Yes, the demons, I know. Yeah, the writing demons, we've all seen them. Yeah, that's what that Ink Machine game was about, I think. God, remember how is Bendy and the Ink Machine still like an ongoing phenomenon, or did they just like finish a damn game and shut the fuck up for eternity? Like, I feel like that would be the smart move. Now it's just carried by the community. I hope that's what the case is. I remember I actually ended up making fan art of that series once upon a time because I had a friend of mine who really liked the series, and I wanted to give him something for his birthday. Interesting guy. I met him during one time when I went to like this summer camp thingy. We got along pretty good. I don't know what became of him though. We kind of lost contact after a while. That's just what happens with friends, I guess. From time to time. I don't know. I feel like nowadays it's both easier and more difficult to stay in contact with your friends. Like, I feel like now everybody's on the internet in one way or another, but knowing where they are, knowing their identity through the different sites, seems like it's finished. I think according to the wiki page for Bendy. Huh. Thank goodness. No, I know that for a fact that the game itself is finished. I'm wondering if like the franchise as a whole is finished. Because I remember it being like fairly big back in the day. Hang on. Secret technique. All right. There we go. Oh, well, that I got no clue. This as well. It's not like we've had any lack of mascot horror to go around. If anything, it's peaceful when one concludes and doesn't try to prolong itself. Man, I feel bad for people who are like, oh yeah, like I feel bad for people who are like genuine fans of like all oversaturated game markets because like they must be having a great time, but like they also have to put up with everybody else being like, oh man, another mascot horror franchise. Meanwhile, the person who is like world's #1 mascot horror supporter is like, yes. It's not being a fan of something that a lot of people hate, I reckon. That's kind of like a pedal. All right, we'll make another one then. Okay, there we go. Something feels off about this one. I feel like I didn't give enough room. I think the problem is that even if you are in like the mascot horror loving sphere, I feel like it's very difficult to get like the quality. I feel like even if you like a specific genre, it's very difficult to get the specific thing you're looking for in a lot of cases, right? Like in some cases, it's awesome when you find a game that you're like, oh shit, this thing was made for me. But in a lot of cases, it's got things that you like, but it's not exactly what you were looking for. It's not the one, you know? In that regard, I think quantity is a good thing. It provides a lot of benefits in terms of like being able to choose something that appeals to your taste specifically. It does become problematic when it becomes a larger trend to go against what you want, though. All right, how's that looking? I will take it. All right, I need to make 2 more leaves. I think I'll make one here and then make the other one here. Okay, there we go. In any case, I think that's why you need to treasure the things that you find that you do really enjoy. Even if it's like, oh, but there's so many other ones that do it much better. I think if you have one that just does the thing that you want correctly, I think it's worth like 1,000 more of other ones that are good but aren't really what you wanted. If it scratches that specific itch you were looking for, I think it's accomplished a fantastic. Like it accomplished its mission just by existing as a piece of media. But I think if it manages to do that, I hope the creators are very happy whenever that occurs. All right, one more pedal to do, and then we are going to attach this thing, and then I am going to end stream because it has been 4 hours almost. Damn. This cube got me acting like I got stamina. The drive of the cube. It's been empowering me this whole time. I believe in the cube, and the cube believes in me. Even though it apparently will inevitably betray me. Which does suck, but, you know, we take those. Okay, just a little more. Such is the nature of betrayals, that's right. Alright, I'm gonna call that a flower. Fuck it. I'm tired. Get in there. Poke, 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 poke. Get attached, get attached, get attached. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. I need to go to bed. Alright, we did it. Oh, hang on. I should attach this a little bit more firmly. Thank you. I appreciate that. It has been a lot of work, hasn't it? I'm going to order some additional tools off of the website, and hopefully I'll be able to... Actually, no, there is a craft store near where I live. I might be able to just cop some from there. But yeah, I shall return to this with a vengeance. This is only the first step, right? I'm not going to take up... I don't know how or whether I'll take up needle felting as a hobby seriously, but I think I know what I need to learn now to do one of these again in a better way. Oh, wait. That was a long stream. Okay, who do we have to raid? Like who is in attendance? Hmm. Oh, okay. Pia is doing a wacky commercial game show, so we can go take a look at that. All right. In the meantime, I am going to go to bed. Have a great night, everybody, and I will see you all later. Bye.